Good evening and welcome into Arnold Field here at Sonoma on the Crawdads Streaming Network. I'm Tori Limoncelli, joined alongside Austin Oda for the first time in both of our broadcasting careers on the mic. Austin, what a great game that we've got in front of us that we get to call together.
Well, I think you can classify both of us as Crawdads legends. I think that's fair at this point now that you're in year two. And I think each of us have such strong memories. I don't know if either of us can call them good memories here in Sonoma. And so this is the perfect place to hop on the mic, right?
Absolutely. I mean, Sonoma and Crawdads, the best rivalry in the CCL North. I think you can pretty easily say that as first pitch just a little bit from now, 6:05, the scheduled first pitch. Today's first pitch time and temperature, which is 80 degrees, are brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Meadowlark Dairy, bringing old town vibes and family fun since 1919. Let's take a quick look at the starting pitcher matchups today. Brought to you by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Crawdads. Andre Munoz, the right-hander on the hill for Sonoma today. Austin, a guy who has spent his college ball time at Modesto Junior College, rising sophomore there, gets the nod against a potent Crawdad order today. For the Crawdads, who sticks out the most in Brent Cummings' order for you?
1 through 9. I think that's kind of the name of the game. When we talk year over year, one of the biggest differences this year to last year is the proven talent that the Crawdads have in their lineup. And so you started with Peyton Rolls, Elijah Ramos, Ryan Ellis. Those are three guys that have all hit at the Division One level. Ramos is a freshman, Ellis and Rolls in their careers, and this is a guy in Andre Munoz who's thrown 3 collegiate innings. Tough task for him to follow.
Absolutely. On the other side, it'll be Jeremy Jones, the right-hander from Ball State for Walnut Creek. We'll get more about him in the bottom of the first. But to lead things off for the Crawdads, it's Peyton Rolls starting at second base today, followed up Elijah Ramos, then Ryan Ellis, Barrett Ronson in the cleanup spot, Dylan Perez in the 5-hole, Kevin Parker Jr. 6th, Riley Winchell 7th, Bryden Bull 8th, and TJ Woodson 9th. So here's Rolls, the righty-righty matchup against Munoz. First pitch underway at Sonoma. Swinging a foul ball towards the first base side, out of play. 0-1 at the dish to Peyton Rolls, the guy who, in his Crawdad debut, Austin, won easily player of the game. 4 for 5, a triple, a double, and 2 singles. 5 runs total driven in, and stole a bag. The 0-1 to him. Fastball outside, called a strike. A little bit of a late call. 0-2.
Well, and as a viewer, you can see exactly where we are. We are next to this camera out in center field. It feels like Crook and Kite broadcasting on the arcade at Oracle. It's a little different of an angle, but it's fun. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. The 0-2 to Rolls. Fouled away. He stays alive.
What I've noticed from calling games out here is you can really see the movement on the pitches better. The game feels so slow out here. It makes it difficult, but you could see that where there's a big right-on-right changeup dropped in towards Rolls. It's fun out here, but it's such a different angle, and these are such talented teams that have started the year as well.
Absolutely. We're going to have a whole lot of fun out here. Munoz peers in. Has the call from his catcher, Carlson, starting behind the dish. That's Hunter Carlson, number 52. The 0-2 to Rolls. First ball of the at-bat, well high, well away.
One thing about Modesto JC, where Munoz hails from, is that's a pitching factory at the junior college level. That's an organization, a university, or a school, I should say, that really develops his pitchers. So, yes, only 3 innings, but a lot of talent from Munoz.
The 1-2 to Rolls. Breaking ball sits in the heart of the zone. Strike 3 called.
Well, and you saw it there, right? That big 12-6 curveball straight over the top from Munoz, freezes him inside edge. Good start. Rolls not a guy that strikes out a ton, so forcing him to do that there is a big deal.
Absolutely. But now he's got another tall task. Elijah Ramos starting at shortstop today for Walnut Creek, a guy who at Cal State East Bay just popped off. 48 games, all of which in the infield, 349 hitter. Righty steps in, 28 runs driven in. First pitch to him, swings on, hard chopper over to third. Garcia collects, fires to the bag. That's Vassell to Garcia, mind you, for the second out.
Both Crawdads that have come to the plate today. First pitch swinging, so a little bit of a different look in what has been a pretty patient Crawdad approach to the first couple games. And you know what? This is the kind of the pick to click today, right? Ryan Ellis is a guy that's faced Sonoma maybe more than any other team, and even if you include at the Division One level and all the stops he's made, he's played 4 years now against these Stompers.
Ellis steps in, Mr. Crawdad in the 3-hole. 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the first. The first pitch to the lefty, ripped on the line towards right, but out of play. Quickly 0-1 to Ryan Ellis. Rising redshirt senior at Sac State. He's got 1 more year of eligibility left, thanks to a pair of Med Reds earlier in his career. Munoz comes set from the first base side of the rubber. The 0-1. Ellis takes a breaking ball at the knees, called a strike.
That's been a good pitch for Munoz. We saw rolls out in front of it on a 2-strike pitch that he fouled off. Then that was the pitch that struck rolls out. That one to Ellis. Dropped outside edge as well.
So now Ellis has to choke up. 2 strikes, 2 down. Crawdads quiet early in this one. The 0-2. Missed up and away. 1-2 count. But Munoz really commanding the strike zone thus far, Austin. Not a whole lot of misses with any of his stuff.
Definitely not. Struggled with the walk in those 3 innings at Modesto JC as well.
His 1-2 to Ellis. Fouled away, third base side. Still a 1-2 count. Briefly, the Sonoma defense from first to third. Angel Garcia, Misael Uriprio at second. Then at shortstop, it's Bryson Ayala, Tino Vassell over at third. Right to left, Trent Keys, Chase Taylor, and Nick Sebastiani. And like we mentioned, Hunter Carlson behind the dish. Gage McCown, the designated hitter for the Stompers today. Munoz, the 1-2. Ellis lays off, outside breaking ball.
One of the things I think I respect most about this Sonoma organization as it's grown over the years is how many returners there are. You look up and down this lineup and it's filled with guys that were here the last couple seasons, and that's so impressive. Something you see a lot with the Crawdads, like this guy at the dish.
The 2-2 now to Ellis. Breaking ball misses outside yet again, and Ryan Ellis has worked the count full after being down 0-2 to start. So Munoz is going to take his time. Perhaps one of the most key returners on Sonoma today, Nick Sebastiani manning left field, the guy that ended the Crawdad season in 2025, a walk-off blast right here in the 2025 CCL North Championship. The payoff to Ellis. Check swing, high fastball. Ellis works a walk.
Nice at bat. Fall behind 0-2. Kind of sees the kitchen sink right there. Not a lot of fastballs until that last pitch, and so you go slow, 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 and then you're sped up on that last pitch, and Ellis is such a good, patient hitter that he takes that all the way.
And now the cleanup man, Barrett Ronson, in his first 2 games with a Crawdad, I should say, rather impressive. A hard hit double yesterday and a hard hit single on Wednesday rather. First offering, fastball low. 1-0 to Ronson, who, like we mentioned in the past couple of broadcasts, had a fantastic season at Santa Ana College. 9 homers, 3 triples, 9 doubles. Just a guy that really smacks the ball and hit a monster shot in BP today. Munoz, the 1-0. Ronson takes a big swing, fouls it just back.
Yeah, that ball he hit in BP was over where we are right now, and it's listed at 370 out here in left center. I think that is false. I want to say it's a good 400 at least out to left center, and he hit it. He hit it over the bleachers just to our right. That's a big boy poke. This is a big boy. He is not lacking pop.
No, not at all. 6'1", 210, and a whole lot of muscle. He really works it with the swing. The 1-1 to Ronson. Breaking ball low and in. Ball 2. Ronson actually went to St. Mary's College right out of high school, but only played 3 games there, so ended up transferring to the JUCO level where it's really paid off.
Yeah, you won a state championship.
The 2-1. High fastball. And all of a sudden, Munoz working himself into a bit of trouble after taking care of the first 2 batters for the Crawdads.
See this a lot where a guy will get off to a good start and get almost a little too comfortable. You lock in early on, you take your foot off the gas, and all of a sudden a walk and a 3-1 count.
The 3-1 to Ronson. Hit hard over to short. Ayala can't get there. Ellis easily to second, and Barrett Ronson, his 3rd hit as a Crawdad, a hard hit single.
So now, back-to-back really good at-bats for the Crawdads after a little bit of a cold start from Rolls and Ramos. And the table's set, even though there's 2 outs, and this is a guy that I think the Crawdads really want to get going. One of the guys that played the most at the Division I level this season, and he just kind of hasn't had his full swing yet.
Not yet. Dylan Pettis, the rising sophomore at Baylor, working from the left side, is 1 for 9 the first 2 games with the Crawdads. He got his first hit yesterday, a single that squeaked through the infield. Big left-handed swing. 11 runs driven in at Baylor as a true freshman this spring. Working with 2 on and 2 aboard. The first pitch well inside. 1-0 to Pettis.
I think this is such a good spot for him. He's such a strong contact hitter where you know he's going to put the ball in play. He's seen so much good pitching and force the issue with 2 outs, put the ball in play, try to make something happen.
Crawdads looking to get ahead early. The 1-0 to Perez. Same location, same result. Ball 2.
And right now for Munoz, he's only in the zone when he has to be in the zone. We saw him walk Ryan Ellis after jumping ahead in the count 0-2, nibble, 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 walk. Ronson ahead in the count 3-1. Got to come in, don't want to walk 2 guys with 2 outs. Hung a fastball right over the heart of the plate. He smashed it into left, and now Perez ahead in the count 2-0. I would not be surprised if he has the green light here with, I think his swings took a step forward yesterday. I think we can both agree on that.
Absolutely.
And just to get some momentum, you know, you're probably going to see a fastball, probably something over the heart of the plate, do some damage.
We shall see. Brief meeting on the mound. The pitching staff for the Stompers want to have a chat with Andre Munoz, try to get their right-hander under control. Like we mentioned, he looked good early, the Downey High School product in Modesto. But all of a sudden, 2 base runners for him. And the Crawdads knocking at the door, a team that this year looks to be much more dangerous offensively than the 2025 edition of this roster. Perez steps into the left-handed batter's box. Munoz, first base side of the rubber, has the call from Carlson. The 2-0. Lefty swings and fouls it away towards the third base side.
Love that. Got a fastball, inner third. That feels like the wheelhouse from Perez.
Perez second amongst Baylor freshmen in plate appearances behind Brighton Clements. Just a guy, like you mentioned, played so much in the Big 12. Started 25 games, 34 appearances. Now the 2-1. Takes a fastball low, 3 balls and 1 strike. And with Kevin Parker Jr. looming, Munoz in some trouble.
Yeah, Munoz does not have to get in the zone here. He's got the handedness advantage with Parker Jr. on deck, and if so, I think this is a spot where he can try to nibble a little bit again.
Righty kicks and fires, the 3-1. Hit high in the air, shallow infield towards third base. On is Vassell, and he makes the catch. So Dylan Perez pops up to end the inning. The Crawdads strand a pair in the top of the first. We'll take a break before the bottom of the first. The Stompers come up to bat for the first time today. We'll have that action right here on the Walnut Creek Streaming Network. Welcome back to the Crawdad Streaming Network. It's the home half of the first inning here at Arnold Field in Sonoma. Jeremy Jones, the right-hander for Walnut Creek, making his first start with his new team. One of the most veteran pitchers in Crawdad's history. Enters the summer with almost 50 career appearances in 4 Division I seasons, Austin. He's got quite the task against this Sonoma Stompers lineup. Let's go through it. 1 through 9. Trent Keys, the right fielder, leading off. Then it's Tino Vassell at third base. Hunter Carlson, the catcher, hitting third. Angel Garcia, the first baseman, in the cleanup spot. Bryson Ayala, the shortstop, hitting fifth. Misael Uriprio, the second baseman, hitting sixth. Nick Sebastiani all the way down in the 7th spot at left field. Then Chase Taylor, the center fielder, 8th. And the designated hitter, Gage McCown, the DH. In steps Keys. A guy last year in the CCL who hit 179, but was on base quite a lot. 21 walks on the season in 84 at-bats. Keys over at Delta College. Lefty with a looping swing in the first 2 games for Sonoma, hitting 400. First pitch from Jones bounces in the dirt. 1-0.
Jones, like you mentioned, a lot at the Division I level, threw a good amount for Ball State. That's a team that every now and then will find itself in the top 25. So, not definitely some important Division I innings from him.
Righty kicks and fires the 1-0. Hit on the ground to short. Ramos collects. Fires to first. Ronson pulled off the bag. The stretch. It pulls him away. No, it didn't. Late call, but they get Keys at first.
Well, if I'm Zach Pace, I'm out of the dugout right away and right on cue. Here he comes. From our angle,
his foot was off.
He was off the bag. I'm not complaining. I don't think you're complaining, but I know that Zach Pace is, and I don't blame him.
Absolutely. The manager for the Stompers in his 8th year with the team, Zach Pace, just a veteran of summer ball. He knows what he's talking about.
Well, and the cool thing about Coach Pace is he's seen these Stompers since before they were even a summer collegiate team. This was a guy that coached them when they were on an independent league team through some trials and tribulations of the indie ball scene when they had their whole like Moneyball regime of the mid to late 2010s.
Umpires having a chat here on the field. This is the first game for the Crawdads where there are 4 umpires in the game, as this is the first time that they are in league play in 2026. Extended conversation over towards first base. You got to wonder if any of them had a better vantage point than the man at first base to definitively call Keys safe.
They're going to keep it.
They are indeed. The call confirmed. Trent Keys out at first base on the 6-3 ground out. So Jeremy Jones, a rough first pitch, recovers with a strike and then induces the hard ground out. So with 1 down, bottom of the first, it's Tino Vassell, the third baseman. Rising sophomore at the University of San Francisco, where he started 26 games. Vassell, the second of 3 straight lefties at the top of the order for Sonoma. Jones kicks and deals. Fastball upstairs.
So like I was saying, Jones threw a lot this season at Ball State. ERA not the prettiest, but a lot of strikeouts, high strikeout, decent walk rate. Had some big outings, and there's a lot to build on, I think. And he's a veteran. He threw a lot last summer.
The 1-0 from Jones. Fastball low. 2-0 on Vassell.
It's not often you see a guy that goes from Northwoods to CCL, but that's what he's doing. Started 8 games last summer. Had a pretty good summer out in Wisconsin.
Now the 2-0 comes home. Vassell takes ball 3. Or no, never mind. A late strike called. 2-1 count. And Jones, with those Wisconsin Rapid Rafters, a 5.4 ERA and 30 pitches, just 8 innings, was 0-2. But pitcher record doesn't matter a whole lot. The 2-1 grounded over to second. Rolls, collects, double clutches, but fires to Ronson with plenty of time for the out.
I want to go back to that first play that Ronson made because, you know what, maybe he didn't stick his toe. But I was talking to head coach Brant Cummings earlier today, and he was saying, like, Ronson is a guy that's working at first base. And I think a lot of times you see guys that are so good with the bat like Ronson is, that they really key in on that. And it's credit to Ronson that 3 days in, Coach Cummings can already tell, like, this is a guy that's going to put in the work.
Here's Hunter Carlson for the Stompers. The first pitch to him, off speed and low. Absolutely, Ronson came into the year as a bit of a question mark. Brant Cummings told me that he was, more of a designated hitter, first baseman type. Wasn't sure how much he would play with some other guys on the roster that could man first for the Crawdads. But through the first 3 games, he looks like he could be a starter every day over there. The 1-0 to Carlson. Chopped foul towards the Stomper dugout. 1-1.
This is a year that the Crawdads don't really have a first baseman, like a true first base type. Bryden Bull, who we saw on opening day, said he is an outfielder primarily. Ronson, the guy who's probably played the most. Cam Taylor, who's on the roster but of course isn't here yet, is another outfield / first base type.
The 1-1 runs well inside, plunks Carlson in the back. The first hit by pitch of the day for Jeremy Jones.
So it becomes who can play first and who's going to do so well. Bull looked fine there, didn't really have many chances. Early returns on Ronson pretty high.
Absolutely. And Bull, natural first base, or natural outfielder, I should say, was one of the highest rated outfield prospects in the nation, let alone the state of Nevada in his high school class. Nonetheless, 1 aboard, 2 down in the bottom of the first for the Stompers. Here's Angel Garcia, the right-handed first baseman today. Actually a catcher by trade, but Zach Pace has him at first. Righty kicks and fires low and outside. 1-0 to Garcia, rising sophomore at Coppin State. 308 hitter in 45 games, 43 of which were starts. Jones sets at the chest. Now the 1-0. Called a strike on the outer third. So now 1-1 at the dish to Garcia, who's been one of the hottest hitters in the early goings for Sonoma through 2 league game matches, 375 average, 1 extra base hit. Jones turns and delivers the 1-1. Heater in the dirt, but Winchell on top of it. Nonetheless, 2-1.
One of the things I noticed when doing my notes on this Stompers team, high strikeout so far. Garcia, 4 strikeouts through 2 league games. So yeah, he's hitting 375, but I mean, that's striking out 50% of the time in your first 2 games. That's a lot.
His on-base percentage exactly the same as his batting average. Not working walks. The 1-1. Called a strike, fastball on the lower third. Pardon me, that was the 2-1. Makes the count 2-2 now. And Jeremy Jones has gotten some help from his defense. The hit by pitch, the lone runner. That's Carlson over at first. 2 down in the bottom of the first, the 2-2. Breaking ball bounces, gets well away from Winchell. And Carlson can easily walk, basically, over to the second bag.
It's not often early in the season, or as early in the season as it is, that you'll see a Crawdad catcher start on back-to-back days. So definitely of note that Winchell, the Chabot product, is behind the plate, but he's been so highly touted throughout his career for his defense.
That he has. Plus got the offense going yesterday. His first hit as a Crawdad, a big double. Garcia works back into the right-handed batter's box. Now the payoff from Jones. Chopper to Rolls at second. Fields cleanly, fires to Ronson. That'll end the inning. So almost a 1-2-3 for the Crawdads. Apart from the hit by pitch, the Stompers retired relatively quietly. We'll head to the top of the second. Crawdads with a chance to get the bats going yet again right after this. Welcome back to the Crawdad Streaming Network. The top of the second due up. Quick note for you, our lovely audience. We do not have our full package of stat graphics and such. Our lovely producer, Jack Brooks, has done a fantastic job these first 2 games, but we are working on a generator at the moment with some limited batteries. So Austin and I, we're not going to have quite all the accoutrements to this broadcast, so to speak. But nonetheless, we're going to keep it right here the entire time. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Crawdads. Kevin Parker Jr., Riley Winchell, and Bryden Bull will all see their first at-bats in this game. Andre Munoz started off strong, then worked into some trouble for Dylan Perez, popped up to third base to end the first inning. Here's Parker Jr., 1 for 7 in his first 2 games with the Crawdads. Rising redshirt senior, last played at Texas Southern. Munoz kicks and deals, upstairs fastball, 1-0.
You know, there was a time on a broadcast about 2 or 3 years ago where Carson and I had an argument about what the word accoutrements meant? Might have been here.
You know, that wouldn't surprise me, Austin. Weird things happen in Sonoma. The 1-0 from Munoz outside. 2-0.
They call it the Las Vegas of Northern California. What happens in Sonoma stays in Sonoma.
Do they really say that?
No?
Yeah, I didn't think so. Certainly a beautiful day today in the 80s. Sun starting to set here in Sonoma. The 2-0 to Parker Jr. High and tight.
Yeah, this is always the part of the summer where it's really nice here. I mean, it's always beautiful. Sonoma is just gorgeous, but this is the part of the summer where the ball's going to fly a little bit less, the shadows are going to come out a little bit earlier, and it's just such a great place to play. But I think both you and I are excited to be back at MV tomorrow.
Absolutely, the home opener tomorrow. A blessing for us. The 3-0 at the dish to Parker Jr. Fastball framed into the zone for strike one. Carlson did a nice job behind the dish, pulling that down. Parker Jr., very patient guy, has worked a walk in each of his first 2 games with the Crawdads. The 3-1. There's ball 4. Leadoff walk for Kevin Parker Jr. brings up the power hitting man, Riley Winchell.
Do you think we can start a death taxes and Kevin Parker Jr. taking a walk?
I think we probably could.
I think 3 for 3 is a pretty good rate.
He does technically have a 3-game on-base streak now.
Right.
We saw that a little bit with Riley Leininger, the left-handed hitting corner infielder from formerly of Oklahoma, now at Blinn College down in Texas. He was fantastic at that, was on base pretty much every game for the Crawdads. Here's Winchell with one on. Parker Jr. gonna steal on the first pitch. Slide, the throw, not in time. How about the stolen bag, Kevin Parker Jr.?
He's got wheels. He is such a good, versatile defender, and I think that translates a lot on the offensive end as well, where you're just such a smart baseball player that you can read things well. Sees Munoz is probably more worried on the hitter than the runner.
The 1-0. Hard chopper foul down the third base side. 1-1 at the dish now to Winchell. But Kevin Parker Jr., a guy that plays the fundamental brand of baseball that manager Brent Cummings just loves. Plays good defense, is fast, steals bags, hits for contact. He's a classic kind of Crawdad.
Yeah, the Crawdads should be the most annoying team in the CCL, and I mean that as a compliment. They should be pests to play.
Munoz sets, turns and delivers. No, he'll step off. Parker Jr. took off running. The throw, the tag. They did get him on the attempt at third. So all that comes back to bite Kevin Parker Jr. here. And now the base is empty and a 1 down for Riley Winchell in the top of the second.
Well, as soon as we're talking about all the fundamentals, you get picked off. It's broadcaster's jinx, right?
Yeah, I think that's a classic broadcaster jinx, Austin, on both of our parts. Munoz gets this signal from Carlson. The 1-1 delivery. Winchell, hard line drive into right field, foul.
That was a blast. That had some good noise.
That it did.
But back to the Kevin Parker Jr. point. I love the aggression. This is such a big game for the Crawdads. Yes, it's only game 1 of league play, but the last league opponent the Crawdads played was these guys, and they want to get out early.
They need vengeance, so to speak. The 1-2 to Winchell. Hard ground ball to third, foul. Diving effort from Vassell over there, but the umpire says nope, in vain. Really hard, loud contact from Winchell early in this one. We know he's a guy with a whole lot of pop. 32 extra base hits in his redshirt freshman season at Chabot. 12 of those were long balls. Munoz locked in on the mound. Here's the 1-2. Curveball bounces outside. 2-2.
Curveball looks like it's the money pitch for Munoz. We saw it early in this one, the strikeout of rolls, and then just looks like that's the one he wants to go to in the big spots.
We'll see if the Crawdad hitters, I should say, are going to be patient enough to sit and wait on it.
And it's so easy to hang a curveball. For a guy like Winchell, it feels like that could be dangerous.
Absolutely. The 2-2 from Munoz. Winchell takes high and tight fastball, and the count is full. Only 1 down, and Bryden Bull, a big lefty out of Ole Miss, looming on deck for the Crawdads. Munoz sets above the belt. Now the payoff pitch. Ball 4, the fastball missed away. 2 straight walks issued in the top of the second inning. And a 1-out base runner for Bryden Bull.
Already 3 walks in this one from Munoz through an inning and a third. Not what you want to see.
No, not at all. The righty looked really good to start this game. The first 2 batters he faced, he was locked in, locked on. And now Crawdad batting, getting to him, losing that command. And in steps a very dangerous man, Bryden Bull. Missed a grand slam yesterday by about 2 feet. First offering to the lefty. Hard foul back.
And he told us before the game today that, you know, we were telling him Laney is such a big pitcher's park, and he said, I'm the kind of guy that will hit the ball as far as you can at pitcher's parks and then just go 0 for 4 with a couple ground outs at hitter's parks. And he says that's just kind of his luck.
See if his luck changes at all this summer. The 0-1 to him. Fastball well outside.
Because there are some swings, and we've seen over the years here, where guys that lift the ball at Monte Vista, I think, more often than not, good things happen, and Bull's got that kind of swing.
Absolutely. A little bit of an uppercut to it. Long left-handed swing. Taps into that 6'5", 200-pound frame. The 1-1 to him. Fouled away. 1-2.
And he's such a cerebral hitter, too. When we were talking to him about that, he was asking the numbers on it. And
yeah, he was guessing at
right,
the EV,
at the EV and the launch angle.
It was impressive, honestly. Really intelligent guy. And says he's really happy his first couple days here in California with the Crawdads, enjoying being with his new teammates, especially Ryan Ellis. He shouted out as a guy that's been hanging around with him a lot. The 1-2 to Bull. Breaking ball sits in the zone. Called strike 3. Bull just stunned with the 12-6er.
Yeah, that's been a really good pitch today, and it's impressive that he can throw it both to righties and lefties because it's got that straight over the top drop. Not a pitch that has a handedness advantage or disadvantage. He's gone once to a righty, once to a lefty, both looking.
Winchell at first, 2 down in the top of the second. Here's TJ Woodson, yesterday's player of the game for the Crawdads. Pick back to first. Winchell is safe. But Woodson, rising redshirt freshman at Baylor, teammates of Dylan Perez. 1 for 2 yesterday, a big 2 RBI double. Also stole 2 bags and worked a walk.
And a great call from you on that one.
Thank you, thank you. First offering to Woodson. Fouled away.
I love that swing. Attack early, get a fastball at the knees. He was ready for it, hit it straight back. And when you talk talent 1 through 9, when your 8 and 9 guys are Bryden Bull and TJ Woodson, both power 4 guys who I think are expected to have big true redshirt freshman years, I should say, next year, like that's terrific.
The 0-1 to Woodson. Ripped into center field on is Taylor, and he puts it away. Woodson gave it a ride, but not quite enough here in the vast outfield of Sonoma. So we'll head to the bottom of the second. 0-0 ball game between the Crawdads and the Stompers. We'll have that action right after this. It's the bottom of the second on the Crawdads streaming network. Sonoma Stompers up to bat, tied 0-0 with the visiting Crawdads. 5-6-7 due up. Bryson Ayala, Misael Uperio, and Nick Sebastiani due up against Jeremy Jones. Trying to work through his second full inning as a Crawdad. Tori Limoncelli, Austin Oda by my side tonight. First offering to the right-hander Ayala. In there for a strike.
That's what I think Jones needs to see more of. Just some first pitch strikes. 0 for 4 in that ledger in the first inning.
Now the 0-1 offering. Swing and a miss. Goes back to the well with the heater.
Love it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Now Ayala quickly in a hole. Jones peering in. Really hunched over here. Has the sign from Winchell. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. That's just classic right there. Fastball, curveball for the punch out.
Yes, sir. That is beautiful. You spot the fastball in the same spot twice. You tunnel the curveball off of it. Same arm spot, same arm slot. Starts in the same slot in the zone. Then, boom, just the bottom completely drops out of it at the end. Falls off the table. That is beautiful pitching.
That's what he's known for at Ball State. Misael Uripero, rising sophomore at Youngstown State from the left side. First pitch to him, in on the hands and in the dirt.
Do you know the Youngstown State nickname?
They're the Penguins.
They are the Penguins. That's your area, right? That's PA.
It's Ohio.
Oh,
no,
just kidding.
It's Ohio.
Oh, my bad.
I'm Philly, bud. Come
Well,
on.
I thought it was PA. I thought it was.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But no, just a state over, across the river, so to
so
speak.
close-ish.
Yeah, a little bit. Now the 1-0 from Jones. Fastball, upper third. It's a strike.
Jones just looks more comfortable in the second inning.
Absolutely. It's been a little bit since he pitched at Ball State. Had a little bit of a extended break, but after one inning, he's mowing through. Here's the 1-1. Hit up the middle. Neither middle infielder will get there for Walnut Creek. First hit allowed for Jeremy Jones today, courtesy of Misael Uripero.
And you know what? Ground ball base hits are going to happen. You're fine with giving that up there. You get the first out of the inning quickly. So what? Get another ground ball, get out of the inning.
Now the important task for the Crawdads, just symbolically, you got to get this guy out. Nick Sebastiani hit that walk-off homer in the bottom of the 10th to end the Crawdads season in the championship. First pitch fouled away to the first base side. Important to get that first pitch strike, too.
I think you're totally right. Symbolically, this is such an important at-bat for a guy that has played the Crawdads a lot in his career and had that big moment. The last time you were here, the last time Nick Sebastiani was here facing a righty in a Crawdads jersey was that swing.
That it was. I remember it almost too clearly, Austin Oda, as that one well outside on the breaking ball, 1-1. It was a 2-0 count. Brady Wilson, who had worked out of a bases-loaded jam in the bottom of the ninth to keep the game tied, let up a hanging 2-0 slider that Sebastiani sent well into the left field night sky, and that was all she wrote. The 1-1 to the righty now. Check swing sword for strike 2.
As Taylor Swift would say, you remember it all too well.
That's the curse of a broadcaster.
Wow.
Jones comes set. The 1-2 to Sebastiani. Holds the check swing. Steal attempt from Uripero. He's there. Winchell didn't get the throw down in time. A swipe bag for the young lefty out of Venezuela. Called a ball at the dish as well. So now a 2-2 count to Sebastiani. Rising redshirt sophomore. Plays over at Santa Rosa Junior College in his third season now with the Stompers. The 2-2, fouled weakly to first. Never mind, he missed it with the bat. Swinging strike 3 on Sebastiani.
Well, you talk about symbolically important, that's big time.
Absolutely.
And that one was just a challenge fastball. Inner third, might have nicked off his bat a little bit. Winchell squeezes it. I love it.
Tough to see from this angle. Apologies for missing that, folks. Either way, here's Chase Taylor with 2 down and an RBI chance. Hard hit over to second. Rolls, dives, misses it. Uripero coming in. Here's Bull with a cannon throw from right field, but not in time. RBI single for Chase Taylor, and the Stompers lead by 1 in the bottom of the second.
And it's that ground ball barrage again. That's where the stolen base really comes back to impact the Crawdads. Instead of runners on the corners and 2 outs, it's a run home and 2 outs, and Sonoma takes the first lead of the game. Good swing, first pitch attack.
Last time these two teams met last year, run total was only 5. Here's Gage McCown, the 9-hole spot, and the DH. First pitch to him, breaking ball upstairs.
It's one of those things where these teams always seem to bring out the best in each other. Even if one of them is not having a great season, the pitching staff for Sonoma always feels like they're dominating these Crawdads.
The 1-0 to McCown. Fastball drilled into center field. Coming on, Perez. He makes the catch. Right in front of us to see. We got a great angle of that.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
So Sonoma plates 1 in the bottom of the second. We'll go to the away half of the third. Crawdads up to bat, trying to get it back. We'll have that action right after this. Welcome back to the top of the third. Apologies in advance, folks. We have lost our camera due to the aforementioned power issues. So radio only from here on out. Peyton Rolls steps in, top of the Crawdad order. And the first pitch from Munoz to him, a ball inside. 1-0. It'll be Rolls, Ramos, and Ellis. Rolls struck out looking to lead off the first. Right-hander Ramos kicks and delivers. Rolls fouls it behind the plate. 1-1. So Austin, just you and I and our voices. You guys do get a scoreboard for the fans at home. So shout out Alex Swift, our incredible digital journalism intern, helping out with the scoreboard today. Not a usual role for him. Either way, it's 1-1 to Rolls at the dish, the rising sophomore at San Jose State. Munoz turns and offers. Hard ground ball over to second. Yuri Perro collects and fires to first with plenty of time. And Peyton Rolls retired for the second time today.
I feel like while we're talking about Alex Swift, this is a good time to plug the Alex Swift articles.
Absolutely does a fantastic job writing about this team.
WalnutCreekCrawdads.org.
That it is.
And it's our great new website.
Absolutely. The website looks so much better. 1 down in the top of the third. Elijah Ramos up to bat. In the transfer portal after a year at Cal State East Bay. First pitch from Munoz to him. Fastball at the knees. There, it's the strike. A little bit of a late call.
Getting close to sundown time here. Lights are about to pop on. Back-to-back night games.
That it is for the Crawdads. Not typical. The 1-1 hit hard on the ground to third. Vassell collects, fires across the diamond in time to get Ramos. So once again, a repeat of the first inning. The first 2 Crawdads up, quickly out. This time on a pair of groundouts.
Both pieces, though, hard contact from both Rolls and Ramos. Just both of them on the ground right at guys.
Yeah, just an unfortunate situation with the launch angle.
Right, now Ryan Ellis, who worked along a pad his first time up, has to do the same thing. Jeremy Jones feels like he's in a little bit better of a rhythm on the mound, but definitely want him to get just a touch more rest.
Munoz trying to go 1-2-3 here against the left-hander Ellis. Kicks and fires. fouled away toward the Crawdad dugout in third. It'll be an 0-1 hole for Ellis. Longtime Crawdad will probably play only at the designated hitter spot this year. That's what he did at Sac State. Officially listed as utility guy. And at one point in his career could play all 9 positions. The 0-1 misses outside on the heater. 1-1.
Ellis, back when he was first with the Crawdads, when he was at St. Mary's, was such a good defender at so many positions and was recruited as a catcher.
The 1-1 to the Peoria native. Popped up, third base side, foul territory. Out of play. 1-2.
He would play multiple positions in a game for the Crawdads. He started games at second a lot and then would hop into right. I want to say he caught an inning at some point in Walnut Creek. Played a lot of short, actually, his first year.
Just a do-it-all guy. A yes, sir kind of guy. Munoz, the 1-2. Ellis rips one down the right field line, foul. Count stays at 1-2.
And I came into the dugout today, right before first pitch, and he dapped me up, and the first thing he said to me is, "I'm still taller than you."
That's crazy work, man. Ryan Ellis, officially listed at 5'8", 170 pounds, taller than Mr. Austin Noda. Munoz and Carlson taking their time as the battery duo here. Munoz will step off briefly, actually. Now he's back on the rubber. Ellis, tall stance, as tall as his stature allows. The 1-2. Blasted into deep right center field. Both defenders going back. Nobody's going to get there. It gets all the way to the wall. Ryan Ellis turning from first. He's into second. And the relay throw from Taylor into the cutoff man. Not even close to having a chance. There's a 2-out double for Ryan Ellis.
Yeah, that's a Ryan Ellis swing right there. Hanger on a 2-strike pitch, and he just blasts that one. I want to say that ball went a good 400 feet off, 390 to 400 feet off his bat. One hopped the fence out in deep right center field. If we're at home, that ball's way gone.
Absolutely, but such a monster outfield here in Sonoma. The corner is only 310, but expansive. This was a former football field, so it's a bit more of a rectangular shape. So that means center field becomes a deep corner in that square. Either way, here's Barrett Ronson. RBI chance for him. First pitch, swing and a miss.
And just add another extra base hit to Ryan Ellis's tally. By far the all-time doubles leader in Walnut Creek history, and he adds on.
Now 36 for him on the career. Munoz peers in. The 1-0 to Ronson. Hanger curveball. Ronson just looks at it. 0-2 hole for the Crawdad first baseman. 349 hitter with 602 slugging percentage this year at Santa Ana College. We mentioned all those extra base hits he had. Also hit for average too. Now the 0-2, wave and a miss. Nasty curveball from Andre Munoz. They strand Ellis over at second. And Andre Munoz has found a groove. We're going to go to the home half of the third inning. Stompers leading by 1, trying to extend it right after this. Bottom of the third on the Crawdads streaming network. Trent Keys, Tino Vassell, and Hunter Carlson. 1, 2, 3 due up. Jeremy Jones, through 2 innings thus far, has just allowed the RBI single to Chase Taylor. 1 run for the Stompers. Jones trying to hold him there. Left-hander Keys digs in. Jones kicks and delivers. Hard hit ground ball to first. Ronson will take it himself. And there he steps on the bag. Keys retired for the 2nd time today.
1 pitch, 1 out might be my favorite sentence in baseball.
It's always a good thing for the pitchers. They say the double play is a pitcher's best friend, but honestly, 1 pitch, 1 out might be a little better. Anyway, here's Vassell. 1 down, nobody on in the bottom of the third. Vassell, 26 games appeared in, 20 starts at the University of San Francisco. He's a rising sophomore from Pleasant Hill, California. Jones delivers. Curveball on the inner third, late strike called.
And it feels like this, now it's the 2nd time through the order, but it feels like this little stretch for Jones. He's pounding the zone a little more. Definitely looks more confident than he did in that 1st inning.
The 0-1 to Vassell. Same pitch, same spot. Inner third curveball for a strike.
Yeah, that pitch number 40 for Jones. 20 of them, pitch number 30 for Jones. 20 of them strikes. It's a good rate.
Looking for a K here. Here's the 0-2. Fastball misses away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Vassell. Jeremy Jones actually started at Sheldon State Community College, then went to Cal State Bakersfield after 2 years there, and then to Ball State. The 1-2 grounded foul towards Ronson at first. So we'll do it again.
There is an arm warming up for Sonoma. It's Brady Carvalho, who I think I saw pitch this year at Modesto JC.
Well, I'm sure you're going to give us the inside scoop once we see him, potentially soon. Got to wonder how long Zach Pace's leash on Andre Munoz is going to be with a guy up and warming. Either way, 1 and 2 at the dish. 1 down for the Stompers. Vassell from the left-handed batter's box. The righty Jones delivers. Curveball, heart of the zone, strike 3 looking.
And that curveball has been money for both of these pitchers today. That the first looking strikeout, the backwards K from Jeremy Jones, but his 3rd overall. You're over a strikeout an inning. He hasn't walked a batter yet. I really like the early returns on Jeremy Jones, who's, again, like we said, very veteran arm.
Absolutely. Could be a guy who stretches out and eats innings for these Crawdads. Here's Carlson from the left side. First pitch fouled away. 0-1 hole for the Stompers catcher. Carlson, a guy who goes to Georgia State at the D1 level. Redshirted his first season at Wichita State. Georgia State, 53 games played in, 51 starts. 293 batting average, 461 slugging. Jones brings the 0-1 home. Carlson, slow ground ball over to first. And never mind, they're going to rule it foul.
Yeah, it looks like it hit off his shin in the batter's box. He's limping around a little bit.
That he is, and no leg guard like you see at the collegiate and MLB levels with a lot of these guys on their lead foot. So that one definitely stung.
Well, this Sonoma feels so old-fashioned, right?
It does.
It feels like a place where you're not going to wear batting gloves.
Yeah, Carlson fits in that regard. 0-2 hole for the lefty catcher. 2 down, no one on. Jones looking for the put away. Fastball just too far inside.
That's such a good spot with that fastball, though. There's so much you can do off it. You can start a changeup in the same spot, have it fall off the table, go back to that fastball in a similar spot. A lot of setup options.
We'll see how the righty offers the 1-2. Goes curveball this time, but it misses low. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hunter Carlson. Hudson, Wisconsin native. Spent last summer with the Wausau Woodchucks in the Northwoods League. Only played in 5 games, though. So limited summer, trying to get a full season of summer ball here at Sonoma. Deuces wild, 2-2 with 2 down in the bottom of the third. Jones delivers. Swing and a miss. Nasty sword on the off-speed pitch. Ball goes in the dirt, so Winchell picks it up and fires to Ronson at first to complete the swinging strikeout. With that, we'll head to the fourth inning. Crawdads up to bat again. It'll be Perez, Parker Jr., and Winchell right after this. Top half of the fourth on the Crawdad streaming network, and Austin Noda is going to get a pair of play-by-play innings here for you folks. I'll take a back seat, do some color analyst work. Austin, take it away for him.
I had this one loaded. No pun intended. But actually, considering I had it loaded, I feel like it's pun intended. I feel like I'm at my old stomping grounds.
Oh,
Calling games on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network with someone with a first name initial C by my side. And we got a new pitcher in the ballgame. Brady Carvalho, the lefty, will face Dylan Perez, Kevin Parker Jr., and Riley Winchell, a lefty, and a pair of righties. Carvalho from Modesto JC, the same school as Andre Munoz, the same school as Walnut Creek reliever Miles Brand, and he'll face the left-handed hitter Dylan Perez. 1-0 Sonoma leads. Top of the fourth inning, lefty on lefty. From the windup, the first pitch misses off the inside for ball one. Final line for Andre Munoz, 3 innings, 2 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Effectively wild a little bit today for the right-hander from Modesto Junior College. 1-0 to Perez, and he takes wide, ball 2.
Yeah, I could say, I think effectively wild is a solid term you could use. I would just say up and down. He had his control, then he didn't have his control, then he found it again, and he was nasty when he had it. That curveball was just unreal.
2-0, Perez swinging away, fouls one down the third base side, and it'll get out of play over the Crawdads dugout. 2 balls and a strike. Perez flew out towards the third base side. Tino Vassell, the third baseman for Sonoma. Defense playing him straight up, and on the pull side, actually all over the infield, with the exception of Vassell at third, playing him deep. First baseman Garcia on the cut of the grass as the 2-1 comes home and is sliced down the left field line towards the corner and deep. Back goes Sebastiani. It falls in fair territory. Extra bases for Perez. He rounds second. He'll stop there, and the Crawdads have a leadoff runner in scoring position. And that is the swing that Dylan Perez has been missing through the first couple games.
Absolutely. 8 doubles with the Baylor Bears this spring, Austin. That one his first as a Crawdad, and man, it was just right on the line. Sebastiani didn't have a chance to make a play at it. He knew he had to just pick it out of the corner. And a leadoff double is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Crawdads, trying to come back down 1.
So if you're just joining us, we are on a radio-style stream due to some electricity issues here in Sonoma. We are planted behind the left center field fence. Runner on second for the Crawdads, nobody out. Perez runs. First pitch, Parker Jr. called a strike. No throw down to third, and Carvalho's eyes focus solely on the batter, Parker Jr., who's now got a chance to drive in the Crawdads' first run of the game.
And that's just fundamental baseball. We talked about it when Parker Jr. was on the bags earlier. Perez works that easy steal. He's got really good speed, and he showcased it there, well off the bag.
0-1 to Parker Jr., and he takes a breaking ball, called a strike on the inside third at the knees. 0-2. So Perez with great speed. Parker Jr., who walked his first time up, looking to just elevate here. Crawdads can play this one a little bit small ball. Third baseman Vassell in on the cut of the grass. Everyone else playing deep on this fast-paced infield. As the 0-2 to Parker Jr. misses off the outside, then pops out of the glove of Carlson behind the plate, but not far enough for Perez to come home to score. Walnut Creek trails by 1. Top of the 4th inning. Best scoring opportunity of the day. Walnut Creek has had a runner in each inning so far, but no dice. 1-2 to Parker Jr. Down and in with the slider, 2-2. So I said earlier today I thought I had seen Carvalho pitch. I have not. But I did see Munoz and I did see Brand in that game against West Valley earlier this year.
Well, there you go. Mr. West Valley over here, Austin Noda.
Yeah, they call me the Ryan Ellis of West Valley College.
I don't know if they say that exactly, but sure, I'll give you it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. And the delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball outer third. And Parker Jr. a little late on that one. First strikeout for Carvalho.
Yeah, really nasty pitch. Inside fastball, lefty to the righty, and Parker Jr. not a chance to do anything with it. Even if he had made contact, would have been a chopper, easy ground ball for the Stompers defense. Not a chance to drive in a run on the sac fly. But here's a guy who does have a chance.
Riley Winchell walked his first time up. Calm right-handed stance. Stance with his hands very low, about belt high. Runner on third, 1 out. Winchell slaps the first pitch back to the screen, 0-1. Nick Sebastiani out in left field before the pitch was playing a little bit of like Little League outfield. He was pretending to pitch, which is what I always felt like I would do when I wanted to show my coach that I wanted to be in the game as a pitcher.
Well, Sebastiani actually has an inning this year already for Sonoma. He pitched on Wednesday against the San Luis Obispo Blues.
That was a game that Sonoma lost 10-0.
That they did.
0-1 to Winchell after the strikeout of Parker Jr., and he nubs one up the middle. This is going to do the job. Fielding it is the second baseman, Uri Perro, and he throws out Winchell at first. Coming home to score is Perez, and we're tied at 1.
Fundamental baseball. That's all you got to do, especially in a low-scoring game like this. The Stompers got one early. The Crawdads get one back. Even if it wasn't the base hit or the extra base hit that Winchell really wanted, he does the job, and that's what his teammates and his coaching staff are going to commend him for at the end of the day.
So a run comes home to score. It'll bring up Bryden Bull, the big, tall left-handed hitter. Will face a tough lefty in Carvalho. First pitch, Bull on the ground to the right side. Should be playable at first for Garcia, and he wins the foot race by 1.5 steps to end the inning. Crawdads answer back on the RBI groundout from Riley Winchell after the double in the stolen base for Dylan Perez. Bottom of the 4th, tied at 1 here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads Streaming Network. Bottom half of the 4th inning, Crawdads tied up in the top half. Now, Angel Garcia, Bryson Ayala, and Misael Uripero will hit 4, 5, and 6 in the Sonoma lineup. And it's still Jeremy Jones, who will, the next out he records, complete what is the longest appearance of the season for the Crawdads.
And I love this from Dustin Cheney and manager Brant Cummings for the Crawdads. Just stretch out your starters. We haven't seen that in the first couple days, and Jones looks really in control.
First pitch to Angel Garcia is a curveball that it was never a strike, and it misses above the zone for ball one. That's just the 39th pitch of the evening for Jeremy Jones. You want to be at around 45 after 3, and he's under that at the start of the 4th inning. Angel Garcia rolled out to Peyton Rolls at second his first time up, and he takes wide with the fastball, ball 2.
Perhaps I spoke too soon.
There isn't any action in the Crawdads bullpen, though, except the Crawdads bullpen catcher is playing catch with some of the kids out there.
Shout out that.
Shout out Jack Brooks for that one. 2-0 pitch to Garcia, and he takes ball 3. Okay,
Maybe it's time to get a guy warming.
right, you see that first 3 pitches, one not close, a couple a little closer, and all right, maybe start to warm up a little bit. Corners halfway, middle back for the Crawdads defense, and Jones pours in a strike on 3-0.
Get me over fastball there.
It did its job. Couple guys playing in some new spots in the outfield today. Woodson, the left fielder, has played the middle infield the first couple of games. Perez, the center fielder, has played left, and Bull has played a little bit everywhere. 3-1, bounce to third behind the bag. Giving it a look is Parker Jr., but it goes out of play, 3-2.
Another good recovery pitch, though, from Jeremy Jones. Work a foul ball. Even if it wasn't foul, that's a ground ball that your infield defense has a chance at. So now with the payoff pitch looming, Jeremy Jones doing a really nice job staying competitive. Did not give up at all in this at-bat. He wants to get 3 even more.
4 strikeouts, no walks through 3 innings for Jones. Full count offering to the right-handed hitter Garcia, and he hits it a pop-up right side. Ronson, the first baseman, gives it a look, but it goes out of play.
I was about to say, you're going to give him an announcer jinx there with no walks and 3 balls in the count.
Just yet.
What?
No walks just yet.
Yeah, no walks just yet. Watch, now that we both said it,
Right.
It's totally going to happen.
Full count offering a second time. Jones to Garcia. Comes set just below the letters and the 3-2, and it's ball 4. Up high with a curveball.
Well, I called it, didn't I?
If you jinx a broadcaster's jinx, what is that?
Double jinx.
Sure. That'll bring up Bryson Ayala, the shortstop. Struck out his first time up, the first of the 4 for Jones. Runner on first, nobody out, and a 1-1 ball game. And I think that might trigger some action in the Walnut Creek bullpen. We'll see. First pitch to Ayala is another curveball that misses above the zone off the inside, ball 1. Ayala just a 115 hitter this spring, but he has the only league home run for Sonoma. Came in their win over San Luis Obispo to start the conference slate. 1-0 pitch, waved at and missed on a fastball off the outside, a ball and a strike.
Really nasty pitch, outside fastball there from Jeremy Jones. Looked like it had a little bit of two-seam action, just broke away even from the right hand, or maybe a cutter. Either way, it was nice.
Throw over to first, in safely is Garcia. It's funny because there's a lot of unknowns when you go into the summer ball landscape. Jeremy Jones was not that, right? Like
No.
you knew you could
gonna be
pencil him in for 4 to 5 solid innings every game. 1-1 on the ground, past third, foul. 1-2.
Very good recovery now. Another 2-strike count for Jeremy Jones. And the way he's been pitching, a ground ball is not out of the question.
The nice thing about the Crawdads is they've got 3 shortstops manning the infield right now. Kevin Parker Jr. at third, Elijah Ramos at short, Peyton Rolls at second. 1-2. A high pop-up. On the infield, third base side, foul ground. Charging in Parker Jr., drifting back to his left, and he makes the catch for the first out.
And that's that solid defense. I mean, these Crawdads just so good at what they do defensively. I mean, even in the outfield, you know Bryden Bull's got so much speed and length to cover the outfield. Dylan Perez, a tried and true left fielder, working in center now, a little bit unfamiliar, but Woodson also very sound as a middle infielder, so you can guess that that'll translate decently well playing left now.
Yeah, you could say you've maybe got 4 shortstops with TJ Woodson out and left as well. First pitch curveball to Misael Uripero is a called strike, bending its way to the knees on the outside, 0-1.
Yeah, really nice buckler there from Jones, just really works those RPMs on the spin rate.
A 1 pitch with a runner on first and 1 out. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball that falls off the table off the inside edge. And it's 0-2. Uripero singled One of just 2 hits so far for the Stompers.
Even more filth right there. Just nasty, nasty curveball that the bottom falls out. Go to off speed here. I would not be surprised to see a fastball high and tight for the K.
0-2 pitch. Curveball, just a little wide. Man, he froze Oripero right on the outside corner.
Yeah, I don't know where that missed.
Ball 1, though, the count with 2 strikes. And Garcia, who did not attempt a stolen base this spring, he's on first. 1-2. Line to the left side, that's a base hit. Past the reach of the shortstop Ramos and into shallow left. Not hit hard, in off the fists. A knock is a knock.
But that's just what Oripero does. I mean, 457 batting average at Youngstown State as a true freshman, a guy who, 42 of his hits, only 7 were for extra bases, all of them doubles, works 2 strike counts really, really well, doesn't strike out a lot. Never mind, he kind of did, 51 strikeouts in 50 games. But the point being, very much a contact bat out of Venezuela.
But it's a tried and true Division I player.
Absolutely.
And you'll take that. Here's Nick Sebastiani, who struck out his first time. Runners on first and second, just 1 out. And a first pitch curveball misses down and away. Called a strike, on the swing from Sebastiani, 0-1. Now some action in the Walnut Creek bullpen. There's a righty warming up. Can't quite get a number on it. Get that as soon as possible. 0-1 pitch. Sebastiani waves and misses. That low slider from Jones, and it's 0-2.
Now it got him right where you want him again. A chance to strike out Sebastiani for the second time today after all the aforementioned hoopla in the last matchup that he was featured in as a Stomper.
Ended the Crawdads season last year with a 2-run home run. Behind in the count, 0-2, Jones's pitch, line to center field, drops in front of Perez. Rounding third is Garcia. They're going to hold him there as Perez fielded it cleanly on a hop, and the bases are loaded with just 1 out for Chase Taylor.
Yeah, that's another announcer's jinx, if we're being honest. Talking about having him right where you want him for a strikeout. Instead, he lines one right in front of Perez in center. Great piece of hitting, though. Got to give credit to Sebastiani. He knows what to do. And as a Stomper, he's a rather effective hitter.
So the arm warming up in the Walnut Creek bullpen. It's Miles Tencher, the righty from California. Bases loaded, just 1 out. Middle infield plays, back corners come in for the left-handed hitting Taylor. And there's a strike with a curveball, outer black, 0-1. Taylor singled, drove in the first run of the day for Sonoma back in the second inning. Garcia on third, Oripero on second, Sebastiani on first, and 1 out. From the stretch, the 0-1, a grounder to the right side. Up with it is Rolls. He'll go to first and retire. Taylor is coming home to score is Garcia. That ball was just hit so slowly. Second out of the inning, but it's 2-1 Sonoma.
And Chase Taylor with both the RBIs for Sonoma today. And like you said, just a little bit too slow for Rolls, who's a natural second baseman, is really good defensively there. Didn't have a chance to turn it. Sebastiani a little bit too fast on the slow roller. Otherwise, that was exactly what you wanted. Pitcher's best friend almost in the making, but just not quite.
So you had bases loaded, 1 out. I think you're okay giving up 1 if you're Walnut Creek, but now Gage McCown, the DH, will try to make it a crooked number. And Jones goes back to the curveball and hits the outside edge for strike 1. McCown flew out to Dylan Perez in left center field his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Oripero on third, Sebastiani on second, and 2 down. A 1 pitch. McCown started to swing on a curveball, takes it on the outside, strike 2. And now Jones in the driver's seat. Still 2 in scoring position, now with 2 outs. Jones has the option to work either from the windup or the stretch, but he goes from the stretch, as he has all day. Right arm behind his back, set at the belt now. 0-2 pitch to the plate. Curveball, top of the zone. Just a little bit up. Man, Dylan Perez was about 25 feet in towards home plate, trotting back into the dugout, and he's got to go back to his position. That was a perfect spot.
I was 25 feet into the dugout mentally with that one. I don't know where that missed either.
But a 1-2 count. 2 in scoring position for Sonoma, who's taken a 2-1 lead. And the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Went back to the breaking ball, did Jones, and he picks up his 5th strikeout to end the 4th inning. So nice outing if that's the day for Jeremy Jones, but he departs with a deficit. 2-1 Sonoma leads here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. We go to the top 5th. Top half of the 5th inning, 9-1-2 for the Crawdads. Woodson rolls Ramos, who all feel like such similar players.
Yes, they do. They all look the same if we're being honest.
Kind of the same build. As a reminder, we're on radio right now due to some electricity issues. First pitch to TJ Woodson, misses up and away, ball 1. Yesterday's player of the game, Woodson yesterday 1 for 2, a double, turned a double play, drove in a couple, scored a run, stole a couple bases. He was just everywhere.
Yeah, he did everything.
1-0 pitch to him. That misses outside on a fastball from Brady Carvalho, and it's 2-0.
Carvalho in his second inning of work. We'll see how he does. He handled the first inning really well. Obviously, the leadoff double to Perez, but since then, got it done.
Bouncer to the first base side, out of play, 2-1. Final line for Munoz, 3 innings. We already read that.
That we did.
3 shutout innings, 3 walks, 3 Ks. This Sonoma Stompers team full of former junior college athletes and current junior college athletes, and I think that's incredible. That's so awesome. 2-1 pitch to TJ Woodson is a changeup that misses off the outside, 3-1.
Couple of guys running in the Sonoma bullpen, so perhaps Carvalho won't be in there too long.
3-1, and it's wide, ball 4. With the fastball, Woodson reaches for the first time today. That already the 4th walk allowed by Sonoma.
Now Woodson certainly a threat to steal here, had one yesterday. Would not be surprised if manager Brent Cummings, manning third base for the Crawdads, gives him the go-ahead.
Did coach third base all year last year?
He did.
Can't remember if he did in 24. Here's Peyton rolls, and he takes up and away. That's the spot on the arm side that Carvalho's missed a lot. I think a lot of times with left-handers you'll see that, where they just not as comfortable on the arm side. There's a righty warming up in the Sonoma bullpen. Runner on first, and nobody out, and that changeup misses down and away, 2-0. Another right-handed hitter rolls 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out.
And you don't want to be over-aggressive here, but I don't think the Crawdads would mind him taking a swing on something on the inner third, try to drive it into that left center gap where we are.
No, with his extra base power, absolutely. 2-0 with Woodson on first and nobody out. Nowhere close. I mean, way up and out. Took the catcher Carlson, out of his stance up towards his backhand side, and it's 3-0. There's a chance this is the last batter for Carvalho. Maybe they want to see him get to Ryan Ellis, the lefty, but
right, he's warming quick.
3 balls and no strikes. After the leadoff walk, there's ball 4 outside. So Sonoma took the lead back in the bottom of the 4th inning. Now Walnut Creek has a chance to even the game right back up, or maybe even more. An RBI ground out for Riley Winchell in the 4th inning, then an RBI single from the center fielder Chase Taylor. This is not manager Zach Pace. It's the pitching coach for Sonoma, with a righty warming up in the bullpen.
Although if memory does serve me correctly, last year, Pace wasn't always the guy to make bullpen changes for the Sonoma Stompers. So a call to the pen, always a possibility no matter who comes out for Sonoma. But I think in this instance, they're going to let the righty keep warming.
It's the righty Matthew Schallberger from Delta College, teammate there of Sutter Moss, who's warming up. But they will leave Carvalho, the lefty in the ballgame, to face at least Elijah Ramos.
And Ramos, really good spot for him. He's a guy who led Cal State East Bay in doubles this year. Crawdads would love one of those right here.
But you know what? I think Ramos might bunt right here. And Sonoma anticipating that. Vassell Garcia, the corner infielders, come in. 2-1 game. Runners on first and second, nobody out. And Ramos takes the first pitch, and it's called strike 1 on the outside corner.
Yeah, and he didn't seem like he was going to bunt at all. The infield adapted like he was, but would have been smart to take a hack at that, just try to line it right over the third baseman's head.
No balls and a strike. Carvalho above the belt. Kicks, deals. Ramos, a high fly ball, deep left field. Sebastiani back, and it one hops off the wall. Around third, Woodson. He's going to score. Right behind him is Rolls. He'll score as well, and the Crawdads take a 3-2 lead on a 2-run double from Elijah Ramos.
Well, didn't I just say it, Austin? The Crawdads would love a big double from Elijah Ramos. That's what he was known for at Cal State East Bay, and boy, does he deliver. What a massive hit that was. The Crawdads take the lead for the first time today. And shout out Elijah Ramos. This is a guy who was an all-star 2 seasons ago with this very Sonoma Stompers team. He's going to be a thorn in their side all night long. And, man, the CCL's got to watch out for this guy.
That was an incredible swing. You don't think of him necessarily as the biggest power hitter. Not a big frame, but that ball was pounded out to left. Here's Ryan Ellis, who's 1 for 1, a double and a walk so far. Lefty on lefty, and he fists one to the right side. Over is the first baseman, Garcia, but it goes out of play. 0-1. So Elijah Ramos, the former Stomper, in his old stomping grounds. I mean, you have to rip it, right?
You got it, right?
No balls and a strike to Ellis.
What a heel turn for those Sonoma fans, seeing this guy be an all-star a year ago, hit 300, and all of a sudden he's with the opposing team, the hated rival.
0-1. Carvalho turns back to second, looks Ramos back.
Ellis is such a tough out here. Carvalho, even with the lefty-lefty advantage, you can't waste any pitches against Ryan Ellis because he turns them into extra base hits.
And he takes in the dirt, just squirts away to the left of Carlson. Ramos trying for third, head first dive, and he's in. What a read on the wild pitch there from Ramos. And now the Crawdads have a runner on third with still nobody out and a chance to turn a 1-run advantage to even more.
And this is going to be the last batter for Carvalho. With Ronson on deck, you're going to bring in the righty from the pen. But even still, Crawdads in a great position, runner on third, and Ellis at the dish. All you need to do is a sac fly, and this is a veteran guy who could go and get it.
And Sonoma's going to bring the infield in as well on the right side. 1-1 to Ellis, and he takes down and away ball 2. Interestingly, the shortstop Ayala not playing in. He's playing about halfway. Third baseman Vassell close to the back. Second baseman Uripero right on the cut of the grass. First baseman Garcia parallel to him. 2 balls and a strike. Ramos the runner on third, nobody out. Ellis fouls one off the glove of Carlson, 2-2.
And he really liked that pitch, but the changeup broke a little too far from him. It was right in the wheelhouse of the lefty, and man, just tip of the bat instead of right on the barrel like he thought it was going to be.
Ryan Ellis, pretty easily the most storied Crawdad in franchise history. Even in the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes here in Game 1 of the CCL slate, a rematch of last year's North Championship. A long hold from Carvalho, the lefty, as he brings the ball to the belt. Ramos on third. 2-2 pitch to Ellis, and he grounds one to the right side. Cutting it off is Uripero. He looks Ramos back to third. Now loses the handle. It popped up out of his hand, and he throws Ellis out at first by a half step.
Man, if this is Ryan Ellis from 2 years ago, he's safe.
Yeah, he was hustling down the line, and I think especially as Uripero picked up the bobble. But the first out of the inning, and it looks like this is going to be the day for Brady Carvalho.
Absolutely.
3-2 Crawdads will step aside as a new pitcher comes in from the bullpen. Halfway through the top of the 5th inning, 1 out, runner on third. Crawdads with 2 runs home on the double from Elijah Ramos. Then he moved to third on a wild pitch. That's where he stands after the ground out of Ryan Ellis. It's Matthew Schallberger, the righty from Delta College. He'll face Barrett Ronson, who's 1 for 2. Runner on third, just 1 out. Crawdads lead 3-2. Austin Oda, Charlie Limoncelli on the call. Righty on righty in the first pitch. Ronson takes a fastball. It's called strike 1. Right on the outside corner, knee high.
Yeah, just a really great location from the righty Schallberger, redshirt freshman at Delta, and using that heater to his advantage. Ronson would have had to reach for it, wouldn't have been good contact, so no bother swinging.
Infield still in for Sonoma. A 1 pitch, Schallberger home. Ronson flares one to right. That'll go out of play, 0-2. Ronson has reached base in all 3 games, even though he really hasn't had many plate appearances. Came off the bench in game 1, smoked a single, hit a double in yesterday's win. Crawdads 2-0. Looking to start their season 3-0. 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. Way up high. Gets to the backstop off the glove of Carlson. Ramos sprinting for the plate. He's in without a throw, and it's 4-2 Walnut Creek. That was easy.
Yeah, it was.
Don't even need a productive out.
Nope.
We'll see how it gets scored. That looked like a ball that I was going to say that looks like a ball that I thought Carlson could have gotten. Again, we're so far.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They're going to score a wild pitch, and you know what? I'm with it. 1-2. Bases empty. Crawdads with their biggest lead of the CCL schedule so far. 2-2. Ronson, hard grounder up the middle to his left. Fielding it on the carpet, Ayala is thrown out first, pulls the first baseman Garcia off the bag, and Ronson speeds past his tag. So an E6 in the book, and the inning continues for Walnut Creek.
Wow. Just fantastic work. Barrett Ronson just running it out. You know, not like he's... Excuse me, folks. It's not like he's Bryden Bull with a ton of speed at first base or in the outfield in his case. Either way, legged it out. That's why he never gave up on the play.
Here's Dylan Perez. Perez lined a double to the left field corner earlier in this ball game. That started the scoring for the Crawdads in the 4th, and he swings and misses. Good fastball from Schallberger. 0-1. So the final line for Brady Carvalho, it ends right there. Gave up 4 runs, 3 of them earned over his inning and a third, 2 hits, 2 walks, a strikeout. 0-1 to Perez. Pretty good speed on first with Ronson. We saw on that last play as Perez takes in the dirt, 1-1. Ronson looked like he moved pretty well there.
Oh, yeah, I would say so. I mean, especially for a first baseman, that was plenty of speed. It's exactly what you want for the Crawdads, a team where speed is so important because you want to steal bags. Not saying that Ronson's really a threat to steal a bag, but maybe he will.
Ball and a strike to Perez, the incoming sophomore. And he takes a fastball right on the inside corner. It kind of worked its way out of the glove of Carlson, but called a strike. And it's 1-2.
I didn't really see a call from the umpire. I thought it was going to be a ball, but scoreboard says it's strike 2.
Just a gorgeous Sonoma night. Clouds scattered through the sky right above us. Throw over to first. Ronson back in.
Beautiful, perhaps, except for the pollen in the air, making us both stuffy.
Yeah, yours is hitting you worse than mine is.
True.
That's what happens when you're in Tempe for 9 months, dude.
True. Not used to it. I came back to California a couple weeks ago, and it was bad, and forgot to take my Zyrtec today, so
brutal.
I'm sure Mom will nag me for that.
1-2 pitch to Perez. Ronson runs, pitches a ball down and in. Here's the throw to second, and got it. On the tag from Ayala, the shortstop, Ronson kind of slid right into the tag, and I think it's the first time this season a Crawdad's been thrown out.
That would be correct, and perhaps a little bit of a makeup call for the E6 there. Our broadcast producer, Jack Brooks, had it with the binoculars. It was a bit of a questionable call over at first, much like the other one that pulled the first baseman Garcia off the bag in the first.
So now 2 down and a 2-2 to Perez as the Crawdads try to start a 2-out rally. 3 runs home this inning, the 2-2. Breaking ball called strike 3. Right on the outside corner, right as the lights come on here at Arnold Field. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. A successful top of the fifth. The Crawdads take a 4-2 lead when we come back. Back here in the bottom of the fifth inning from Arnold Field in Sonoma. Just a reminder, we're off camera right now doing radio style because of the power here.
No, it's just because we feel like it.
Because
Austin.
we feel like it. From straightaway center here in Sonoma, California. A new pitcher for the Crawdads. It's Miles Tencher. Real quick, the final line for Jeremy Jones. Just a solid start. Did exactly what you needed him to. 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned, a walk, 5 strikeouts, and he is in line for the victory.
That he is. And now you get Miles Tencher, his Crawdad debut.
Sidewinding righties, first pitch to Trent Keys, and a lot of two-seam movement on that fastball as Keys smacks it down the left field line, 0-1.
And that's been the story for Tencher his entire career. The stuff is filthy. It's can he locate it for strikes and limit the walks? If he can, he's going to be nasty out of the pen for the Crawdads.
Well, we've seen guys with kind of this same archetype come to Walnut Creek and figure things out. A 1 pitch misses off the inside, 1-1. You look back to last year, Cam Crogan's numbers were awful.
Yes,
at,
they were rough.
Pepperdine. He comes in and he's the stopper for the first half of the season last year.
Then he lost it.
Lost it a little bit, has struggled down the stretch, but I think there's kind of a role for
Absolutely.
a guy like this.
And a similar throwing motion.
1-1. That one misses high and inside over the head of the left-handed batter Keys, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts.
And this is kind of both of the sides of the coin we're getting from Tencher. The first pitch was absolutely beautiful, and then the next 2 he's missed pretty wildly.
2 balls and a strike. Lefty Keys, righty Tencher. 2-1. Backdoor breaking ball, strike 2. On a sweeping slider, 2-2 the count. Tencher from the University of California. He's a Bear.
That he is.
A golden one at that.
3 Golden Bears, a couple of Baylor Bears, lots of Bears in the Walnut Creek Crawdads order.
Got any Lions and Tigers?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my, 2-2. Change up, down and away, 3-2.
Maybe some Rebels. We got an Ole Miss Rebel.
Uh-huh.
Chabot College Gladiators. We got that for you.
And the beauty of it all.
San Jose State Spartans.
Walnut Creek Crawdads.
Yes.
Roll Dads.
Roll Dads.
3-2 pitch. Tencher on its way to Keys. A drive to center field. Not hit super hard. Right to Dylan Perez, the center fielder, a Baylor Bear in his own right. 1 down.
Just a good recovery, all things considered, from Tencher. Got the first strike, then 2 straight balls. Was a little bit wild. Comes back with a strike. Misses again to load the count full. Then easy soft contact induced there. That's good pitching.
Here's Tino Vassell, who's 0 for 2. Just 4 hits for Sonoma today. Also only 4 for the Crawdads. In that 3-run top of the 5th, the Crawdads had just 1 hit. Well, in the first pitch, hits off the back of Tino Vassell, the left-handed hitter, then takes a big bounce over the Stompers' dugout. No throwing in the Crawdads bullpen just yet, but there's some movement out there. Tencher playing his second summer of summer ball last season. Not the prettiest out in the Northwoods League. But he's a guy with so much talent, and you look at the hits per 9 numbers, the strikeout per 9 numbers, those jump off the page. Hunter Carlson is 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch and a strikeout. And he takes wide, ball 1, the left-handed hitter. As that ball bounced out of the glove of Winchell behind the plate. 4-2 Walnut Creek here in the CCL opener. After the Crawdads have taken their first 2 games of the non-conference slate. One to the Head First Baseball Academy no-names, as that one misses down and away, 2-0. And then one yesterday to the California Red Tails, whose primary color was green.
Quite the contradiction that was, frankly. And they wore black jerseys.
Black jerseys.
Yes, that they were.
2-0 to the left-handed hitting Carlson, 1 out, and he takes in the dirt off the outside, 3-0.
Would not be surprised if somebody starts throwing for the Crawdads soon. I mean, this is, not entirely unexpected based on Tencher's career numbers, but you'd like to see him find his control again.
And the 3-0 pitch from Tencher, and it's ball 4 down low. So the flyout, then a hit by pitch, then a 4-pitch walk. And I believe, if I had to guess, Dustin Cheney is going to be heading out sometime soon. If this continues, the Walnut Creek Crawdads pitching coach.
Not after this at-bat, that's at least true.
He'll face a right-hander here, Angel Garcia, after 3 straight lefties.
That'll help.
Yeah, and this with that 2-seam sinker, whatever you want to call it, I think it's an at-bat that could benefit Tencher. Garcia, the hitter, with Vassell on second, Carlson on first. Just 1 out. Righty on righty, the first pitch. Tencher, the sidewinder, snaps his breaking ball to the outside corner. 0-1. Good speed both ways. Vassell, this ring, 4 of 4 stealing bags. Carlson, no tries. Vassell, a big leadoff second. Now the 0-1. Slider off the outside, checked his swing, but on the appeal to first, no go. 1-1. Jones, I thought, was outstanding today.
Absolutely. He was just really good, locked in, especially after that first inning. He was a little up and down, and then everything was locating. The fastball, the curveball worked. It was just really special.
Ball and a strike. Tencher, a long hold, looks back to second, creeping in as the second baseman rolls. Runners go. Pitch swung on and missed. Here's the throw down to second. Rolls his tag, and he's in safely. Is Carlson. And there's runners on second and third with just 1 out.
Yeah, you eliminate the double play. That's a great double steal by the Sonoma Stompers. I mean, Zach Pace, the manager, with a great send on both ends there.
So, ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Now Vassell on third, Carlson on second, 1 down. Tencher in a strikeout spot. Infield staying back, the corners come in. The 1-2 is a slider, down and away. Pulled Winchell out of his crouch. 4-2 Walnut Creek and a back and forth first couple of innings. Crawdads scored 3 in the top of the 5th to take a 4-2 lead. Just 8 total hits. Another well-pitched game between these two teams. 2-2 pitch. Slider down and away. Count goes full. Bryson Ayala, the shortstop, is on deck. Miles Tenscher dangles the right arm with runners on second and third. Now he comes set. Full count. Here it is. Slider low, ball 4. And the bases now are loaded. As the Crawdads get an arm in the bullpen, it's Jacob Cobrin, the righty from Sac State. Back-to-back walks after the hit by pitch. Garcia walks for the second time today.
Tough spot for Tenscher. I mean, at least now you have the bases loaded. You can try to roll a pair here, and that's, what his sidearm delivery is good for, especially with that sinker and slider mix. You're going to get a lot of ground balls, but gosh, he really needs one here.
Corners stay in for Bryson Ayala, and he takes the two-seamer in the dirt off the inside, ball 1. Outfield, especially Perez, the center fielder, playing shallow. Bull and Woodson, the corner outfielders, playing pretty deep, especially Bull out and right. And Brant Cummings will head to the mound, and he might actually make a change mid-at-bat. Can't tell if this is a pitching change. No signal to the bullpen yet. Cobrin, the righty, still throwing. And I think it's at a spot early enough in the season where Coach Cummings is just trying to get him a breather. You have to learn to work through these spots.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what Cummings wants Tenscher to do here. Just get his composure back, see if he's, Cummings is a very experienced guy. He's not necessarily pitching coach by trade, but knows his way around the arms. So maybe he's seeing something, or maybe he got something from the pitching coach Cheney to say to Tenscher. Either way, he's got something to say apart from the composure aspect, I would guess. There might be something mechanical that Tenscher needs to work on.
Bases loaded, 1 out. A ball and no strikes to Ayala, who's 0 for 2. Popped up to third his last time. And he takes a slider. That one low, ball 2. A little closer to the zone that time from Tenscher, the righty, against the righty Ayala. Sacks full. Middle back, corners up. 2-0 pitch from Tenscher. That's a strike. Fastball at the knees on the outside. Good spot. And it is called the strike. They're going to adjust the scoreboard right now. It said 3-0. That was kind of right there. Still behind in the count, the 2-1. And that goes to the backstop, well above the head of Winchell, but it popped right back to him, keeping the runner Vassell on third. Walk brings home a run. It's a 2-run game. Walnut Creek scored 3 in the top half of this inning. Sonoma got on the board first after an RBI single from Chase Taylor. Crawdads answered in the 4th. Sonoma answered right back. Walnut Creek answered right back after that. Sonoma trying to repeat again. 3-1. Swung on and missed. Good slider. Not what Ayala was expecting.
Clearly not. Looking fastball there, just doesn't catch up to the slider, or is out in front rather.
Full count pitch. Vassell on third, Carlson on second, Garcia on first in the 3-2. Slider off the outside corner, and Ayala goes down swinging.
Man, nasty, nasty slider from Miles Tenscher, and I mean, it just moves so much. It's a frisbee, almost a sweeper you could make an argument for, and especially with that really low sidearm action, near a submarine, you could say as well. Just so much deception for right-handers. There's no chance. When he's locating it well and it spins well, I mean, that's unhittable.
Here's Misael Uripero. Bases loaded now, 2 outs. And a first pitch sinker misses down and away, ball 1. Uripero has 2 hits today, 2 of the 4 for the Stompers. Bases still loaded. Vassell, Carlson, Garcia around the horn. Now the corners get to play back the middle. Playing back as well. Ramos, the shortstop, playing close to the bag on the 1-0. Bounces in, squirts towards the first base dugout, then ricochets off the front railing. The run comes home to score. That's Vassell. And now Sonoma a base hit away from taking the lead with runners on second and third.
That's just a really tough bounce. And I mean, Tenscher, so much movement on his pitches. The spin rate's really up on everything. So, of course, when it takes a hop, you never know where it's going to go. And not a whole lot Winchell could do about it, apart from try to get on it maybe a little more. But even then, it just took a crazy bounce.
2 balls and no strikes. 4-3 now the score. Bottom of the 5th inning. Miles Tenscher Misses down low, 3-0. There is an open base with the Crawdad killer, Nick Sebastiani, on deck. The righty tencher well behind in the count against the lefty, Oripero. Ball 4 off the inside, and the base is loaded again, and this could be the day for Miles Tencher. Crawdads have had Cobrin warming up for a while.
Probably have to pull him here. I mean, he just doesn't have his control.
Brent Cummings will head to the mound, make that long, slow walk out, and the second mound visit of the inning means it's going to be the day for Miles Tencher. Waiting for the call just to be sure, but a flyout, a hit by pitch, 3 walks, and a strike. This is going to be Tencher's day. Jacob Cobrin coming in from the bullpen, looking to keep this a 1-run Walnut Creek lead when we come back here on the Crawdad Streaming Network. Bottom of the 5th inning, already a run home for Sonoma. Stompers have cut it to a 1-run game, and the new pitcher, Jacob Cobrin, inherits a bases loaded, 2-out jam. Righty on righty, Nick Sebastiani, Crawdad killer. First pitch, Cobrin. 2-seamer, misses down and in, ball 1. And the message from head coach Brent Cummings to Jacob Cobrin is, see that big square thing that goes from the belt to the knees? Throw it right there.
Yeah, throw pitches in the zone, please.
1-0, Sebastiani, a drive to center field and deep, but Perez, the center fielder, shy of the warning track by about 15 feet, makes the catch to end the inning. So Cobrin, yeah, he does his job.
Yes, he does. Get out of the jam. 1 run comes across, just enough to get it done.
Stompers cut into the deficit. We go to the 6th inning. It's 4-3 Walnut Creek when we come back.
Welcome back. Oh, this is you.
Hey, it was you anyway.
What the heck? We're back here for the top of the sixth on the Crawdads streaming network. 4-3 lead for Walnut Creek, and 6-7-8 due up Kevin Parker Jr., Riley Winchell, and Bryden Bull against Matthew Schallberger, still on the mound after coming in the top of the fifth with one down. His first pitch to Kevin Parker, a strike on the outer third, I guess. A little bit of a questionable call from here. Either way, it's 0-1.
It's like that meme that's like, "Hey, Blue, that's a strike," and it's like the guy doing the aerial view all the way above the stadium. That's how we feel right now.
Yeah, just about. The 0-1 comes home, breaking ball low. Count evens, one apiece to Parker Jr., who got on via the walk in the second, stole a bag, then was caught trying to steal third, and then struck out swinging in the fourth to lead off that inning. Schallberger, the righty, kicks and delivers. Fastball below the knees, 2-1 to Parker Jr.
This is a spot the Crawdads need some insurance.
Absolutely, you're up by just one in an offense we've seen with Sonoma. They can come back. They can get the offense going on their end pretty much at any point. The 2-1 now. Parker Jr. rips one on the line to left field, foul.
Yeah, more of that.
Hard contact, that's always good. Just a little bit too far out in front.
But I love it. You know, hard contact translates, I think.
Absolutely. And Parker Jr. just one hit through his first 3 games thus far with the Crawdads. A single yesterday that drove in a run. Looking for another one here. The 2-2 bounces in the dirt for ball 3.
I think Kevin Parker Jr. has quickly become one of my favorite Crawdads.
I mean, this guy just works really good at bats.
Works good at bats. I meant more as a person. Like, he's just a cool guy to be around.
Dude, the shades?
Shades are great.
Yeah.
Well, they're not even shades.
Yeah, they're just glasses. He just wears the glasses like me. It's awesome. Plus, he's a barber. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Schallberger, first base side of the rubber, kicks and delivers the payoff. Parker Jr. flares one, foul territory, first base side, fully out of play.
He's just a veteran. Kevin Parker Jr. He's played a lot of games at the junior college level, at the Division I level. He's been around the block. He's a local guy from the East Bay.
Yeah, Brentwood, California, Berkeley High School. Schallberger peers in, has this call from Carlson. Is 3-2 once again. Wave and a miss. Kevin Parker Jr. bites on the low changeup.
Couple good Crawdads from Berkeley High School. You go to the record book, and in one of the first ever star pitchers for the Crawdads that first year in 2021, Ula Iverson was a Berkeley High and Diablo Valley College product.
There's
Akil
a deep
Beasley, who caught for us back in 24. He was a Berkeley High guy.
One down, nobody on. In the top of the sixth, Riley Winchell aboard. First pitch, a fastball on the outer third, called a strike, I guess.
Wow, that was so low that the scoreboard here thought it was a ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's just an indictment.
But we both saw strike.
We did. He showed strike. I mean, if they could leave it on the scoreboard as a ball. This one bounces in the left-handed batter's box for ball 1. Winchell 0 for 1 today. Walked in the third, drove in a run on a hard-hit ground ball to second in the fourth. That got the Crawdads going. Schallberger sets out the letters. Turns and deals the 1-1. Winchell pops it up behind home plate and out of play. Kicks the dirt. He knew that was a great pitch to hit, and he just got under it.
I think Riley Winchell is going to do something in the next couple of games. I've got just a feeling about it.
He's a great hitter. He showed it at Chabot. The power is there, and the swing looks smooth. He can hit for average, too. Was 1 for 3 yesterday. Got his first hit as a Crawdad, a double. The 1-2 from Schallberger. Cut and miss. 2 straight strikeouts for the righty on the hill for Sonoma.
You want to go back to the fifth inning as well. 3 straight. End of the fifth with a K, then that one a backwards K, then 2 to start the sixth inning, and he's in a groove right now. This is one of the first times he's pitched against collegiate competition in game. He redshirted last year at Delta, and he looks like a dude. Like, this is a guy that will pitch this year, and I think, be good.
The off-speed stuff is filthy. Now he'll face Bryden Bull, the first pitch to the big lefty. Broken bat, chopper up the middle. Fielded at short, Ayala flips to first in time. Just well in on the hands. The Crawdads retired in order 1, 2, 3. Matthew Schallberger doing his job will go to the bottom of the 6th. Sonoma trailing by 1, try to get it back after this. Bottom of the 6th on the Crawdad streaming network. Jacob Coburn threw 2 pitches to get out of the bottom of the 5th, limiting the damage to just 1 run for the Sonoma Stompers. They trail by 1, and it's the 8-9-1 guys due up. Chase Taylor, Gage McCown, and Trent Keys against the big right-hander Coburn. 6'3", 210-pound rising redshirt freshman at Sac State. Did not record any game action this spring for the Hornets. Taylor 1 for 2, 2 RBIs. 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th. RBI single in the 2nd and a grounder to 2nd that drove in a run with the bases juiced. Coburn kicks and delivers. Fastball well up and away for ball 1.
We talked about good Crawdads from Berkeley High School. What about St. Mary's Stockton?
Well, I think Noah Zirkle comes to mind.
Different St. Mary's.
Different St. Mary's.
But a pitcher, another pitcher.
The 1-0 is upstairs, 2-0. You know more Crawdads than me, Austin. Just spill the beans.
This is our guy. This is D-Money McShane.
Oh, that's a good shout. Dylan McShane, longtime Crawdad. 2-0 from Coburn, well outside again. 3 balls and no strikes to Chase Taylor. And this Crawdad pitching staff, since Jeremy Jones, has really struggled. 3 walks for Miles Tencher in 2/3 an inning of relief after Jones only allowed just 1 with 5 strikeouts. The 3-0 from Coburn, get me over fastball for a strike. Infield playing a little bit deeper, the middle is at least. Rolls and Ramos on the outfield grass. Shifted over to the left for the left-hander, but it doesn't matter as Chase Taylor takes ball 4 well up and away.
You know, you may not have known where who went to St. Mary's Stockton, but at least you didn't get a flat tire.
That's true. I mean, you were driving. I was in the car last night when on our way back from Laney College, we got quite the flat tire in West Oakland. And us, Austin, myself, Jack Brooks, our broadcast producer, and Ashton Sharon, one of our writing interns this year for the Crawdads, we had to change the tire as quickly as possible to get out of West Oakland before a fence in the parking lot closed on us and trapped us. As Coburn goes inside for a strike. Just clipped the inner third with the fastball to McCown. 0-1. Kicks and delivers. Big wave and a miss on the breaking ball. 0-2 to McCown with 1 aboard, no one down in the bottom of the 6th. But man, I don't think I've been more stressed in my life, Austin, helping to change that tire.
It was up there.
Coburn winds and fires the 0-2 fastball outside.
Well, you talk about like needing to learn how to get out of a bases loaded, know how jam to build character. We built some character last night.
I mean, we had to figure out where to put the jack under the car. You know, it was tough to find the frame and then lift it. You struggled, my friend, to lift that thing because the wrench that was
Because I'm
in your
weak,
tire.
which is what he's saying.
No. I'm saying that the tool was not proper for the job. That's what I'm saying, Austin. Come on now. I would never insult you like that. It was a crazy situation, folks. As the 1-2, Jacob Coburn with the slider, wave and a miss on McCown. One down in the bottom of the 6th.
It built character.
That it did. Built some character. You know, we got out. No worse for wear. We stopped at 2 gas stations where the air pump was not working. Then you got out of the car just to hear the hissing of your tire actively leaking. Pick back to first, not in time.
It was whistling at me.
Yeah, it was. It was speaking to you almost. So no pitches yet to Keys at the top of the lineup. Here's the first one from Coburn. Fastball, called strike.
Since that leadoff walk, Coburn has been all attack.
That he has. He's been painting the zone, you know, throw the ball in the square thing, as you like to say.
As I like to say. No allergies to the square.
Not at all. Coburn, the 0-1 out of the stretch. Fastball misses away.
But even then, Winchell, after that pitch, pointed straight back to Coburn. Like, I like that. It looked from here like it had some two-seam run on it off the outside edge. If Keys were to swing at that, that's a ground ball right to third. That's a 5-4-3 double play.
Now the 1-1. Fastball just high, 2-1. Keys 0 for 3 today. Ground out in the first, ground out in the third, and then a fly out to center in the 5th. He's a guy who was a thorn in the Crawdads' side in 2025. Despite hitting just 179, he was on base via the walk 21 times. The 2-1 inside from Coburn. 3 balls and 1 strike to Keys, who is in a position to work another walk. This would be his 3rd in 2026, should he get aboard. Coburn fires. Hit sharply through the gap between third and short. Peta is coming on from center field to grab the ball, but an easy single for Trent Keys. 2 on, 1 down. Stompers trailing by just 1, trying to get right back into it. The tying run on second base. And the man at the dish with a chance to knock him in, Tino Vassell, the third baseman.
This becomes a big batter for Coburn. 2 on, just 1 out. And obviously, a double play ball gets you out of the inning, but at this rate, Sonoma can start thinking big inning, especially the way that the walks have compounded over the last couple frames.
Coburn kicks and fires. Check swing on the breaking ball. And Vassell went around, so it's a strike. 0-1 to Vassell, 0 for 2 today. Grounded out in the first, struck out looking in the third, then was hit by a pitch in the 5th. He was Tencher's second batter. The 0-1 pitch, the 1-0 pitch, he lays a bunt, and it goes foul. I believe should be 0-2. The scoreboard here saying 1-1.
It's like it was a wild pitch.
Oh, look at that. We're just not paying attention enough, I guess, trying to scribble things down. Either way, 1-1 at the dish. Coburn up and down in his first appearance as a Crawdad. The righty working at the first base side of the rubber. Middle infielders playing in, all the infield on the infield grass. 1-1, wave and a miss. High fastball away from Coburn, gets the bite.
Definitely a strikeout spot. Coburn's got 1 today.
Both runners did advance on the wild pitch. So 2 RBI chance. The 1-2 comes inside for a ball on Vassell. Taylor over there at third. Keys at second, both with a lot of speed. Coburn and the Crawdads have to be careful here. Their lead just 1. The 2-2. Fastball misses the upper third. Full count to Vassell.
There is an open base, and Hunter Carlson on deck doesn't have the greatest speed, but then you're reliant on a double play ball. You want to get this guy here.
What will Coburn go to here as he tries to get the out? 2 runners on, 1 down. The payoff. Fouled away third base side and into the seats. We'll do it again.
Not as full of a crowd here at Sonoma as we've grown accustomed to over the years.
Yeah, usually these bleachers back here have at least, dozen or so fans, maybe even in the 20s, 30s, and home plate is usually full, but neither are the case tonight.
I would say home plate section's only about 40% full.
Yeah, maybe 60 to 100 people maximum behind home plate in terms of fans. Either way, the 3-2 from Cobrin. Fouled back.
But the ones that are here, the Stomper faithful, making noise.
Absolutely.
Sonoma area loves its Stompers.
That they do, just not the same crowd we saw the last time the Crawdads traveled up north to play against Sonoma. Here on rivalry night, a heated rivalry between these two teams. Cobrin, the 3-2 again. Check swing, breaking ball in the dirt. The appeal, he did not go around, and the bases loaded again after Vassell works the walk.
Not really much you could do there if you're Cobrin. I think the 3-2 pitch, you challenge him twice, then you're trying to get a chase. Twice the 3-2 is fouled off. You go below the knees with a curveball. I love it. I love the idea. It almost got the swing. Just better execution from Vassell, and well, now this becomes dangerous.
Bases juice, only one out in the bottom of the sixth. Sonoma trailing by just one. Here's the lefty Carlson. First pitch swinging. Hit line drive, center field. Perez picks it up. Key's coming around. He'll be the second run if he's there. He is sliding the tag from Winchell, not in time. 5-4 lead now for Sonoma. Runners on the corners and still just one down. Jacob Cobrin, a mess of his own making.
Yeah, the walks are the real stinger there. You walk 2 in the inning, couple base hits, but again, the walks are just the free ones, and now with 2 home already, Sonoma can start thinking big inning.
They've plated 2, 4 hits on the day, a 1-run lead, and Angel Garcia, the cleanup man, working with runners on the corners. Garcia already has a double in 2 games in conference play for the Stompers. He takes the first pitch slider for a strike from Cobrin. So even when Cobrin locates the first pitch as a strike, it really hasn't helped him that all much. Now the 0-1. Wave and a miss on the slider. 0-2 now to Garcia.
If you can find a way to limit this to just a 2-run inning, that's big. Even if only one more comes around, you're feeling all right.
Corner infielders playing in, middle infield at the outfield grass. The outfielder straight away for the Crawdad defense. Cobrin, first base side of the rubber, sets at the letters, kicks and delivers the 0-2. Breaking ball outside for the first ball in this at-bat to Garcia. And Angel Garcia, rising sophomore, Coppin State. What an electric freshman year he just had. 308 batting average in 43 games, all of which he started. 38 runs driven in. The 1-2 to him nearly gets away from Winchell. Slider yanked too far into the left-handed batter's box. So now 2-2.
Yeah, just kind of a nightmare inning right now. Not out of it, not really anywhere close to out of it.
Rough inning last time for the Crawdads in the bottom of the 5th. They stranded 3 though, walked a runner in. And now Sonoma plates 2 more, 1 down. Now they're 1 up in the bottom of the 6th. Only 1 out. The 2-2 from Cobrin. Breaking ball inner third, just misses. Yet another full count in this inning. Since Jeremy Jones, like we mentioned, it's been really rough for the Crawdads. Tencher struggled with walks. Cobrin struggling with his command. The payoff. Fastball well upstairs, ball 4. Now the 3rd walk in this inning for Jacob Cobrin, his 3rd of the day. 3 walks, just 1 strikeout. The bases are juiced again, so double play opportunity intact as Bryson Ayala comes up. Ayala hitless today, 2 strikeouts, popped up to 3rd. First offering from Cobrin, down low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
There is a righty getting loose in the Walnut Creek bullpen. Can't quite tell who it is out there.
The 1-0. Hard ground ball to second. Ronson collects. They'll flip to first for one, but the Stompers plate another 6-4 lead on the sacrifice ground out courtesy of Bryson Nyala. Vassell ends up scoring.
Yeah, just hit two softly over there. Kind of in no man's land. That's the second we've seen of that variety today.
Chase Taylor had one earlier to second base in the fourth to plate the second run of the day for the Stompers. And with that, Misael Uripero comes up to bat. Weston Thornberry, the right-hander from Fresno State, the man in the pen for the Crawdads. Coburn's first offering to Uripero, upstairs fastball. 1-0. There are finally 2 outs. 2 runners in scoring position for Uripero. The 1-0 from Coburn. Fastball outside and away. 2-0 to the Stompers' second baseman, who's had himself quite the night. 2 singles, a walk in the 5th. Also stole a bag in the second inning. Certainly been a tough out. The rising sophomore from Caracas, Venezuela at Youngstown State. Coburn's 2-0 delivery. Hit high in the air, straightaway center field. Perez camping under it for the Crawdads, and that'll be the final out in the 6th inning. Not before Sonoma plates 2 more, 3 total in this inning to take a 2-run lead. Crawdads up to bat. It'll be 9-1-2 due up. Woodson, Rolls, and Ramos with a chance to eat into the deficit. We'll have that action right after this on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Back for the top of the 7th on the Crawdad Streaming Network. And if we had a pre- and post-game show today, it would be brought to you by Up the Creek Records, and it is Walnut Creek's premier destination for vinyls and live music and an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Unfortunately, due to the circumstances today with the lack of real electricity out here, we do not have the time to do a pre- and post-game show in Sonoma, but we will have one tomorrow. And if the Crawdads win, we'll have a post-game interview with the player of the game, like we have the past couple of days when the Crawdads have won. Either way, top of the 7th, Schallberger still on the mound for Sonoma, and 9-1-2. Woodson, Rolls, and Ramos. Here's TJ Woodson. Squares up a bunt down the third base side, hustling the pitcher. Schallberger picks it up, bounces his throw in the dirt. So TJ Woodson, a bunt single to lead off the 7th.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. You're not expecting it. You give up a big inning, started with the base runner. Crawdads had a 3-run inning last time. Woodson led off by getting on. Make it happen again.
Now with Woodson there, Rolls up to bat. He walked in the 5th. Other than that, 0 for 2. A strikeout in the 1st and a ground out in the 3rd. But man, Peyton Rolls, we saw what he could do on Wednesday when the Crawdads took on Berkovich Honors of Head First Baseball Academy. Rolls 4 for 5, a triple, double, and 2 singles to drive in 5 runs. There's a pick back to first, but Woodson is safe.
While we're here, can I give a couple shouts?
Yeah, absolutely.
First, up the creek, 'cause it's really cool there.
Absolutely.
We went and we talked to Nick, the owner. It was incredible. It was a super cool vibe. Excited to partner with them this season.
Schallberger out of the stretch. First offering to Rolls. Fouled back.
And second to Sonoma for all its help today. To hey Trey for getting us set up when we got here, 3.5 hours, 4 hours before the game. To Kieran Costa, the broadcaster, for helping us and bringing out this big generator out here. Very helpful.
Absolutely. They've been nothing but generous hosts to us here. And for that, we are sincerely thankful to all the Sonoma Stompers staff. Schallberger turns and fires the 0-1 to Rolls. Check swing on the breaking ball in the dirt. Appeal to first base. He did go around. So Rolls in an 0-2 hole. After starting red hot for the Crawdads on Wednesday, Rolls hitless yesterday, worked a walk against the California Red Tails, but yet to record a hit today. 3-game on base streak active as he walked earlier today. Schallberger looking for a put away. His 0-2 delivery. Rolls lays off the slider outside.
There is a righty getting loose for Sonoma. Can't quite get the number on it. And I believe it's 48. 49. Mateo Heredia.
Yeah, action in the pen. Little pick back to first, but Woodson safe. 1-2 at the dish to Peyton Rolls. No one out. Top of the 7th for the Crawdads. They trail 2. Here's the 1-2 from Schallberger. Flared into right field. Coming on is Keys, and he makes the grab. Woodson will stay put at first. And now 1 down in the top of the 7th.
Just not Rolls' day today.
Nor was it really yesterday.
No, but such a good debut and such a talented player. There's no fear about him.
He'll bounce back, absolutely. He played and started all 51 games for the San Jose State Spartans in the spring. Either way, with 1 down and 1 aboard, it's Elijah Ramos. He hit a 2 RBI double back in the 5th that allowed the Crawdads to take a lead. Part of a 3-run inning there. Schallberger, pick back to first. Rolls head first slide, he's safe. Woodson head first slide, he's safe, excuse me.
Woodson, a guy that can steal a base, stole a couple yesterday. Not sure if you want to give up or risk giving up an out here, but I think if Woodson, gets a good jump, we could see it happen.
First pitch to Ramos. Woodson goes rather. The throw from home. Carlson has him in time by a couple of feet. And there's just an unforced out for the Crawdads on the caught stealing.
Yeah, that wasn't even close. Perfect throw from Carlson. That's the second today that he's led the shortstop right to the left side of the bag. Doesn't even really have to move the tag, just drop it down.
And they call it a strike at the dish to Ramos. So 0-1, and now the Crawdads with 2 down and a 2-run deficit. Things not looking good as we're into the 7th inning. The 0-1 from Schallberger, wave and a miss. Nasty slider down low.
And the board says 1-1.
Interesting. So we'll call it 1-1.
Nope, now it says 0-2.
Okay, they fooled us. I was right.
As you always are.
Not always, as we saw yesterday. Nonetheless, Ramos back into the right-handed batter's box. Schallberger kicks and fires the 0-2, slapped foul third base side. Ramos, rising redshirt junior in the transfer portal, originally went to Cal State Fullerton right out of high school. During that time, or after his true freshman season there, where he appeared in 25 games, he started for the Stompers in the 2024 summer. Took a summer off in 2025, but now back playing ball for the Crawdads. The 0-2 to him, flared on the inside part of the barrel, foul to first. So Ramos just gets a piece to stay alive. But with such a deep Crawdad lineup, anything always possible. But at this point, starting to look a little bleak. Sonoma in command, and Schallberger lights out on the hill. The righty delivers. Hard ground ball, third base side, foul. Ramos putting up a fight. He will not go down quietly.
Yeah, you guys didn't really get to see much of the cardiac crawdads last year that had become so famed in the years before.
Yeah, we did not. There were not a whole lot of comeback victories in 2025 for Walnut Creek.
Feels like a, I don't know, good time this year.
Could be. First game in conference play between these two teams. The 0-2 to Ramos. Fastball outside. First ball of the at-bat, finally.
To that point, last year the Crawdads, when they trailed after 6 innings, were just 2-15.
Yeah, it makes about sense.
Yeah.
They struggled. When they got out to early leads, it was easy money for the Crawdads, but the pitching staff had a tough time keeping them in games, and the bats went quiet often in the latter half of baseball. Now the 1-2 to Ramos. Squeaked foul down the third base line. Had a chance at it on that liner, but stayed to the left of the bag. Some young fans over here cheering for their Stompers. Ugh. Seems like no matter where we are, the Stompers kids will annoy the broadcast. The 1-2, wave and a miss. Ramos goes down. Heater at the low part of the zone. And man, Matthew Schallberger, what an inning. He's retired all 6 of the last batters he faced. We'll head to the home half of the 7th. Stompers trying to increase their 2-run lead after this. Jacob Coburn still in the game for the Crawdads. It's the bottom of the 7th, and 7, 8, 9 due up for the Sonoma Stompers as they lead by 2. Nick Sebastiani, Chase Taylor, and Gage McCown. All we'll see at bats. Nightmare inning in the 6th for Coburn. 3 walks, a couple of hits, and 3 runs came across, and he starts off this one with a wild pitch that nearly hits Sebastiani. 1-0.
Gotta think it's gonna be a short leash here this inning for Coburn after that 8-batter 6th inning. Weston Thornberry has been tossing for a while.
And you have to imagine the Crawdads want to keep him out there, try to see if he can get through any of these bottom 3 guys. The 1-0 to Sebastiani, ripped foul. 1-1. So perhaps Coburn can get an out or 2 before Thornberry is forced into the game. But 2-run game, the Crawdads can't afford to give up too many more runs here. Infield playing, middle infield playing deep. Corners at normal depth. The outfield playing straight away to start off this inning.
The scoreboard's all over the place right now. 2-0 with 2 outs. There's no way any of that is right.
Nope, it is 1-1 at the dish.
With no outs.
1-1 to Sebastiani, and looks like Riley Winchell asked the home plate umpire to dust off the plate.
Well, it can't be 2-0 because Sebastiani just swung.
Yeah, he fouled. He fouled one off.
Famously, you cannot take a ball when you swing.
The 1-1 offering. Check swing on a nasty slider in the dirt. But Sebastiani ends up holding the bat. 2-1 is now the correct count, as the scoreboard will show here at Arnold Field. Coburn's 2-1. Soft ground ball to short. On is Ramos, the throw to Ronson at first in time. And that's what Coburn and the Crawdads are looking for. Soft contact. Your defense is so good in the infield. Let them go to work.
Yeah, this might be the best defensive infield the Crawdads have ever had. The most talented defensive infield the Crawdads have ever had for sure. Just so many options. And actually, this is going to be the day for Coburn.
That is perhaps an apt time with the lefty Chase Taylor, who has already driven in 2 runs. So the Crawdads will go to the bullpen. We'll step aside here on the Crawdads Streaming Network while Weston Thornberry comes in and gets loose. We'll be right back after this. On the other side of the call to the bullpen, the Crawdads bring in the right-hander Weston Thornberry, a rising sophomore at Fresno State University, where he was a trusted option out of the pen for the Bulldogs. 19 appearances as a true freshman, one of them a start, 26 innings, making his Crawdad debut. And Chase Taylor, the center fielder, working with 1 down, nobody on. Righty against the lefty. Thornberry turns and delivers. Fastball hard of the zone for a strike. And correct me if I'm wrong, Austin, that looked like it had a little bit of two-seamer action.
Yeah, 2-seam with some fuzz.
Always good to get a first pitch strike. Now Thornberry peers in, working at the first base side of the rubber. Infield playing straight away. The 0-1. Off speed and fouled away toward the third base side, into the seats for a fan. There's a Sonoma souvenir. But quickly 0-2, and that's the most important part is these last couple Crawdad pitchers have had trouble painting the zone. Thornberry just attacking the middle of the zone. 6'2", 185-pound righty sets. Dangles the arm first. Now comes set. His 0-2 delivery. Fastball out and away.
Walks have been the issue. 6 between Tencher and Coburn.
1 from Jones. Now it's Thornberry and the rest of the Crawdad bullpen's job to limit that walk total as much as they can. The 1-2 to Taylor. Hit sharply On a line to left field, but Woodson, the new left fielder, handles it nicely, steps to his left, then to his right, turns around, puts it into the glove, and that'll do it for Taylor on the line out.
I think I just heard Dylan Perez go like making a little joke to his good friend and teammate at Baylor, his roommate TJ Woodson,
and now his host family mate.
Yeah,
they are technically rooming together. They're sharing a room with 2 beds. Either way, it's Gage McCown, the right-handed designated hitter. Thornberry drops in a curveball, lower third of the zone for a strike.
Yeah, I can't say it was the prettiest route from TJ Woodson.
Well, you know, he's the middle infielder by trade.
Right, and he made it look good.
6-4 Stomper lead, 2 down in the bottom of the 7th, trying to extend it. The 0-1 offering, curveball, heart of the zone this time, strike 2. And Weston Thornberry, very nice in his first couple of batters faced for the Crawdads. Righty turns and fires the 0-2. High and tight fastball. It's a ball, though.
I really like the stuff Thornberry's shown right now. Big curveball. He kind of pitches backwards a little bit and attacks with a fastball late.
Righty sets at the belt. The 1-2, McCown takes a fastball away.
Good spot. Go fastball up in, fastball up away. Now you can go back to that curveball as well. Start it in the same spot, freeze him.
Winchell offers the signal to Thornberry. Toes the rubber. Peers in by dangling the arm. Now back in his set. Out of the windup, the 2-2. Wave and a miss. There's the curveball, outer third. Weston Thornberry, how about that? Your first inning as a Crawdad, you go 1-2-3 with a K. Keeps the score where it is, allows the Crawdads a chance as they go to the top of the 8th. The offense back up. It's the heart of the order. Ryan Ellis, Barrett Ronson, and Dylan Perez. They'll get some at-bats right after this. Top of the 8th, new pitcher for the Sonoma Stompers. They lead by 2 over the Crawdads, but it's the heart of their order due up. And Zach Pace and the Stompers go to Mateo Heredia, an infielder by trade at Cerritos College, where he spent 2 years and is a career .307 hitter. Appeared in 1 game, had 4 at-bats earlier in the series against San Luis Obispo, making his first start on the mound. First appearance on the mound, I should say. And his first task, the left-hander Ryan Ellis. Mr. Crawdad is 1 for 2 today with a walk and a double. The first pitch ripped into right field. Easy base hit for Ellis. And that's exactly what the Crawdads needed to get started.
Yeah, after Matthew Schallberg only give up 1 hit, you'll take that. Absolutely. Mr. Crawdad, who's gotten on base more than anyone else in Crawdad history, doing his thing.
Absolutely. And Schallberger, what a line. 2 2/3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, no walks and 4 strikeouts against this potent Crawdad offense. But now they'll have to try and shut down Barrett Ronson with a runner on and no one out. Heredia kicks and fires, and Ronson serves one the opposite way into right field. Keys has trouble with it, but Ellis will stay put at second base. A pair of singles to lead off the top of the 8th, and the Crawdads are in business. And now the lefty Perez at the plate.
That ball was just stung off the bat of Barrett Ronson, and now the Crawdads really in business early on.
Battery meeting. Carlson's going to talk to Heredia at the dish.
Heredia is a guy that has pitched in his 2 seasons at Cerritos, career 5.11 ERA, 20 strikeouts, 8 walks, 24 2/3 innings. Kind of a closer this year.
So the Stomper is trying to go to a high leverage arm and shut down the Crawdads. But his first 2 batters, a couple of first pitch swings, served into right field for base hits. 2 on, no one out for Perez. Hitting from the left side. Had a leadoff double in the 4th. Is 1 for 2 on the day. Heredia kicks and deals. Perez takes a fastball outside. That even gets away from the catcher Carlson, 1-0.
Looked like it might have even been like a 2-seamer or a changeup there, trying to get Perez to roll into a double play, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But no dice, and now, I don't know, the Crawdads can start thinking about something here. Maybe Perez dropping down a bunt. You don't really want to give up an out here.
Action in the Stomper bullpen. The leash on Heredia likely to be short. Righty hangs the arm, sets at the rubber. Out of the stretch, the 1-0 to Perez. In there for a strike on the breaking ball, 1-1.
This game has had some postseason feel to it. Back and forth, good pitching, timely hitting.
It's just what you get in this rivalry. The 1-1 to Perez. Hit softly on the ground to first. On is Garcia. He'll flip to Heredia, who covers the bag in time. But the runners will advance.
So it's not a bunt, but it kind of does the job.
Yeah, 2 in scoring position for Kevin Parker Jr. now.
Now a base hit could tie this ball game, especially with the way we've seen Ronson move today. He's chugging out there.
That he is. You know, Ellis has got enough speed to get the job done, especially just 90 feet away over at third. Ronson at second, and Parker Jr. walked in the second. Since then, 2 strikeouts swinging. Was 1 for 3 yesterday with an RBI single. Heredia turns and fires. Parker Jr. sees a curveball loop into the zone. Strike 1.
You want to get something here, even if it's only 1, just some momentum. Sonoma's giving you a run by playing the infield back, so a ground ball likely brings home 1 for Walnut Creek.
Now the 0-1. Parker Jr. lays off the curveball outside.
KP's the guy that'll take his walks. We've already seen 3 of them in 3 games. Walk here with an open base with low on the bases and get you back into a double play scenario, especially with Winchell, who's got catcher legs on deck.
And power. The 1-1 from Heredia. Parker Jr. fouls back a sword. Would have been in on the hands, but just gets a piece.
And he's going to first.
That he is. I wonder if it hit him.
Catcher interference.
Catcher interference, the call. Loads the bases for the Crawdads, and in comes Riley Winchell to the plate. A dangerous spot for the big right-hander.
And I'm going to guess that's what it was called. That's kind of the only way you can reach first on that.
Either way, the bases are juiced. Only 1 down in the top of the 8th. Winchell, the rising redshirt sophomore from Chabot College. Heredia offers his first pitch. Flared away, foul down the first base side.
That is the call. Catcher interference, the first we've seen this year.
Winchell walked in the second, drove in an RBI on a ground ball to second in the 4th, and then struck out swinging in the 6th, looking for his first hit today. The 0-1 to him. Righty checks his swing on the high cheese. The appeal to first base. No, he didn't. 1-1 the count to Winchell.
And idea here for Winchell has to be get the ball in the air.
Absolutely.
Cannot hit the ball on the ground, especially not right at someone. Bring home one, get something started.
49 runs driven in at Chabot this spring for Winchell. The 1-1 offering. Curveball high, ball 2.
You can be patient with his bat-to-ball skill. He cut down the strikeout rate a lot this spring, down to 12%, after he struggled with it a bit last summer.
Heredia in the stretch. The 2-1 to Winchell. Grounded weakly back to the pitcher. Heredia is going to flip to home for the out. They catch Ellis there, but Winchell safe on the fielder's choice. Base is still loaded, but one more down, I should say. 2 outs in the top of the 7th.
Perfect pitch from Heredia. In off the fist, just a little squeaker in front of the plate. Now, big spot for Bryden Bull.
That it is. Big spot for Bryden Bull. He was in a similar situation yesterday, had the bases juiced and hit a RBI sac fly into deep right center field that at any other park was probably gone. Now the big redshirt freshman from Ole Miss, perhaps most important or pivotal at bat in his young Crawdad career, just 3 games in. Lefty ready in the box. Heredia's first pitch. Taken upstairs, ball 1. Heredia missed with the heater there. Bases loaded. Ronson at third. Perez at second. Pardon me, yes, bases loaded, and Bull takes one low, ball 2. No, it's called a strike at the plate, pardon me. Winchell at first, Kevin Parker Jr. at second, and Ronson over at third. The 1-1 to Bull. Fouled away, 1-2. Now, have to be in protect mode here. Try to at least plate 1. Trailing by 2, the Crawdads need some runs here before heading to the home half of the 8th. Heredia turns and fires. The 1-2, wave and a miss. Outside changeup gets Bull to bite. And the Crawdads strand the bases loaded. Nightmare for Walnut Creek. The Stompers come back up to bat in the bottom of the 8th with a 2-run lead. We'll have that action right after this. Bottom of the 8th, a 2-run lead for the Sonoma Stompers over the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Weston Thornberry still on the hill for Walnut Creek. Went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th, but he faces the top of the Stomper order: Keys, Vassell, and Carlson. Keys had a single in the 6th. It's 1 for 4 on the day. Thornberry kicks and delivers. Called a strike at the knees. Nice breaking ball there. Crawdads stranded, the bases loaded in the last half inning. They have 7 hits on the day, but just 4 runs to show for it. The 0-1 to Keys. 2-seamer up and away. 1-1. In Austin, it was a promising inning. Singles from Ellis and Ronson. Perez grounded out. Then catcher's interference with Kevin Parker Jr. to load the bases. Then Winchell grounded into a fielder's choice. They got Ellis at home, and Bull struck out with 2 down.
Yeah,
1-2 fouled away.
one defensive change for the Crawdads. Shane Aldridge in the game and right.
Good shout.
Aldridge has been so good for the Dads.
That
Hoping
he
to get an
has.
at bat today.
Yeah,
I think
there's
if
a
he got an
chance.
at bat today, that would benefit the Crawdads. That would mean they hit around.
Indeed. Thornberry, the 1-2. Broken bat, single up the middle. Gets between the middle infielders. And how about Trent Keys? 2 straight singles in his last at-bat. The Stompers looking to add on some more. They're not comfortable with just a 2-run lead. As in the past, the Crawdads have come back from some big deficits, perhaps more so in your time, Austin, not so much in mine.
Back in my day.
Yeah, back in your day, old man.
Well, the good news for the Crawdads, 9-1-2 is up, and that's a part of the order that has done well for the Crawdads today. You just got to get there. You got to get there with a 2-run deficit still and hope you can chip in.
Here's Vassell from the left side. Thornberry out of the stretch, kicks and fires, fouled away. Keys looked like he might have tried to steal there, but he has to go back on the foul ball. 0-1 to Vassell. The Stompers have tested Winchell all night long behind the dish, and he hasn't caught anybody stealing yet. Thornberry sets below the letters. The 0-1. Fouled away, same spot. Fastball in on the hands that goes down the first base line. 0-2 count to the Stomper third baseman. It's 0 for 2. Ground out in the first, strikeout looking in the third. Then a hit by pitch he reached in the 5th and reached on a walk in the 6th. The 0-2, wave and a miss. Thornberry catches him with the 2-seamer outside. 1 down in the bottom of the 8th. Keys still over there at first. And now it's Hunter Carlson, another lefty.
And Thornberry is just pounding it right by guys right now.
Just hitting that square called the strike zone.
Novel concept.
Thornberry. His first offering to Carlson. Fouled away first base side. It's now 5 of 6 first pitch strikes for Weston Thornberry, the rising sophomore at Fresno State. Hunter Carlson trying to tack on some more. The 0-1 to him. Lefty fouls it back, this time slightly to the third base side.
There is a right-hander getting loose for Sonoma. It's Devin Lagunito.
Oh, Lagunito, they saw him last year, the Crawdads did. He pitched a couple innings, mostly as a starter. Perhaps they've transitioned him full-time to the bullpen. Thornberry peers in, looking for a put away. The 0-2. 2-seamer misses the outer third. And Keys looked like he might have stole second base early on, or attempted to, but since that first foul ball to Vassell, he's been held pretty tightly over at first. Thornberry. His second 0-2 offering out of the stretch. Curveball in the dirt, 1-2. Right-hander, readies. The 1-2 to Carlson, 2-seamer up and away. Now it looks like the scoreboard missed a ball.
I
Now
saw
it's a
an
full
extra
count.
that wasn't on there.
Full count to Carlson, and Thornberry trying to quiet these Sonoma bats. He did in his first inning. Through 1 1/3 now. Here's the payoff. Two-seamer misses away, and Carlson works a walk. Tough break after a first pitch strike.
Yeah, after getting ahead in the count 0-2. Nibbled and then just kind of lost it.
Only one down, two aboard for Sonoma. Keys at second, Carlson at first, and it's the cleanup man, Angel Garcia, manning first base today. Big RBI chance, trying to put the Stompers ahead even further. Batter calls time. Garcia, pardon me, Winchell calls time behind the dish. He and Thornberry are going to have a battery meeting. And Austin, this situation, what do you think they're talking about?
I think this is just a reset. I think it's a tough at bat to Carlson, jumping ahead in the count. Showed the good stuff to Vassell. And Garcia, a guy that's shown he's willing to walk. He's done so 3 times today, which means I think if you're Thornberry, you can jump ahead, get strike 1, and work from there.
See if that right-hander follows your sage advice. Thornberry, first base side of the rubber. First pitch to Garcia. Fastball in. Did it hit him?
Yeah.
Yes, it did. So Garcia awarded the base on the hit by pitch. Bases juiced. One down in the bottom of the 8th. The Crawdads looked like they had a chance to keep it close at 2, and now all of a sudden, things coming undone. Coaching staff for the Stompers going to go have a look at Garcia, make sure he's okay. That was the two-seamer up and in.
Yeah, he's getting checked on right now, and they might have to bring in a pinch runner for him. But you're right, especially after an inning where the Crawdads had bases loaded, 1 out, didn't score. Now Sonoma's got bases loaded, 1 out, and it feels like if the Stompers score, the momentum's kind of off the Crawdads' side right now.
Absolutely. I mean, you could argue even right now it's not on their side anymore, especially after they got Bull to strike out. Garcia jogging towards first base. They'll leave him in the game. But that sends Bryson Ayala to the plate.
And right now for Thornberry, it's got to be double play, right? Keep the ball down, get a ball on the ground, hope it's right at someone. Figure out the rest from there.
Infield playing straight away, but the middle infielders playing deep. Corner infield in. First pitch to Ayala, fouled away behind home plate.
Not the prettiest game from Ayala.
No, not at all. He's 0 for 4 today. He did get an RBI on a ground ball to first base in the 6th, but other than that, 2 strikeouts and a pop-up. Thornberry resets. His 0-1, trying to escape the jam. Fastball outside, pops out of Winchell's glove, but the catcher on top of it. All the base runners hold. 1-1. Ayala, rising sophomore at Tulane University, played in 18 games this spring, 5 of them starts, but only got 24 at-bats. Searching for some playing time with the Stompers, the 1-1 to him. Ground ball, over to third, on to second for 1, over to first. There it is, the pitcher's best friend. Parker Jr. to Ramos to Ronson, and Walnut Creek with a big escape from the jam. We'll head to the top of the 9th, the Crawdads' last chance to tie up the game, at least guarantee extras. We'll see right after this. Welcome back to the top of the ninth. It's do or die for the Walnut Creek Crawdads, trailing by 2 in Sonoma against their rival, the Sonoma Stompers. And on comes Devin Liginto, the right-hander at Delta College. Originally went to Grand Canyon, facing 9-1-2 due up. We do apologize again for the technical difficulties, the lack of power. This has been a radio-only stream, and because of that, we will not have a post-game show. Liginto turns and fires to Woodson. Fastball misses away. 1-0.
Right now, if you're Woodson, you got to be patient. Has to be kind of in one zone until you get to 2 strikes.
1 for 2 day for Woodson as the 1-0 fastball on the upper third called a strike.
Liginto such a good summer last year for Sonoma, and he's a strike thrower.
That he is. 9 appearances, 7 starts for Sonoma last year. The 1-1. High chopper over too short. Ayala collects, fires to first base. Garcia with the stretch, and they get Woodson.
Yeah, really nice play on both ends. High bouncer with Woodson's speed. You're never going to have an easy play there.
Crawdads just 2 outs left to try and tie this game. And even if they do, they'd have to hold Sonoma to no runs in the bottom of the ninth to force extras. Either way, top of the order. Here's Peyton Rolls from the right side. Liginto kicks and delivers. Rolls serves one over in foul territory, right field side. Garcia tracking over into the foul ground from first base for the out. And the Crawdads down to their last out.
Yeah, that was quick. Now if you're Ramos, get on any way possible. Get this to Ellis. Just keep it going.
That seems to be the mission. Here's Elijah Ramos. Had a big day today, a big RBI double in the 5th. Scored 2. He also would later score on a pair of wild pitches. Liginto, his offering. Served first base side foul, 0-1. And Liginto just inducing that soft contact, throwing strikes. Trying to do that again from the first base side of the rubber. Turns, kicks, deals. Here's the 0-1. Ramos fouls it away in the air, deeper this time, but first base side out of play. Crawdads down to their final strike. Liginto looking for the save. The 0-2 from the 6-foot right-hander. Ramos flares it, shallow left field, tracking back. Ayala, backpedal, 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 puts it to the glove, and that will do it. The Crawdads lose their first CCL conference game of the season to Sonoma, the team that ended their season in 2025. And that's a loss that stings. They led 4-2 at one point, all the way back in the 5th inning after Ramos hit that RBI double. But then Sonoma capitalized on some troublesome pitching. Miles Tenscher and Jacob Cobrin, a combined 6 walks to 2 strikeouts and 2 hits allowed. 4 runs came across, and Sonoma would not relinquish that lead. Austin, final thoughts before we wrap this one up.
Yeah, this is the kind of loss that head coach, manager, owner, jack of all trades, Brian Cummings hates, right?
Yes.
You cannot walk as many guys as the Crawdads did today. And the 2 middle relief guys, Tenscher and Cobrin, not guys that threw all spring. It's hard to blame them, but you walk 6 guys in 2 1/3 innings, and it's going to come back to bite you. And that's exactly what happened today. I thought Jeremy Jones was fantastic.
That he was.
And honestly, all things considered, I think this might have been the cleanest of the 3 games the Crawdads played overall, both on the defensive end. You look to the Weston Thornberry double play that ended the 8th inning. That's big. I thought the bats were fine today. Just kind of didn't pan out.
They just did leave some guys on base. 3 in the 8th with the bases loaded,
Yeah,
obviously. 2 in the 1st when they rallied with 2 outs. 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd. I believe 1 or 2 in the 5th. So all said and done, you're looking at upwards of 7 runners left on. You can't really do that in the CCL.
No, definitely not.
So all things considered, a tough loss for the Crawdads. They lose by 2 to the Sonoma Stompers. Sonoma is now 2-1 in conference play, 6-1 overall. The Crawdads 0-1 in conference play, 2-1 overall. We'll be right back tomorrow. The home opener for the Crawdads, they take on the Alameda Merchants at Monte Vista High School, where they will be playing all of their home games this year. We've got about 6 to 8 straight. But anyways, we'll have that action right here on the Crawdad Streaming Network. We'll be right back tomorrow. Don't go anywhere.